been a week since my little brother and I have moved to the new town, Mystic Woods. The town is small, but has a lot of character. The only problem is we don't really fit in here. I think it's because we are human, and the rest of the town, not so much. Let me explain. Many, many years ago, the town originally started with a small amount of people. Okay, not people, but werewolves. They claimed the land as their territory. Back then, the pack only built a few huts for them and survived of the land. But as time went on, the pack became bigger, and the amount of werewolves were too many to just live of the land. So they started developing their territory into a small village with only a few shops. But now it's an entire town with a lot of shops, restaurants, grocery stores, clothing shops, etc. When the town got so big, it caught some people's attention, so they moved here. Most of them move away again, since the werewolves are mean, cruel, and sometimes scares them away. I think the only humans that live here now are mated to a werewolf. It doesn't really matter if anyone wants me in this town or not. They can try and scare me away, but I won't leave, since I have no choice but to live here. It might be the only place where my brother and I will be safe. We ran away from home about 2 months ago. My stepfather wasn't the nicest person ever, or nicest werewolf ever. Okay, that's an understatement. He is the devil himself. He has abused me more times than I can remember, and he has done things to me that no 17-year-old girl should have had to experience yet. And what made it worse was that he would abuse me in his wolf form as well. It's easy to say that I hate him. I hate him with my entire heart. I would have ran away on my birthday, which is in a week. But 2 months ago, he attacked Noah so badly that he had a blue eye for a week and claw marks that still look like they're healing. After that, I couldn't take it anymore. I could take him abusing me. I actually wanted him to hurt me, because that meant that Noah was safe. It meant that he wasn't the one bleeding or crying or bruising, and that made it worth it. I know Noah isn't my really brother, but he means everything to me. I love him as if he was my own baby. I would rather have all my bones broken than have him bleeding from a cut. But anyways, getting back to the town. It's in the middle of the forest, which I personally love. There is almost 1,300 people living in the town, well in the territory. Only some pack members stay in the town itself. The members that live in the town are either very old or very young. The rest of the pack lives in the forest somewhere. The town has your regular places, like a cafe, clothing shops, boutiques, a mall, and etc. There's also a high school, which I of course go to, and a bar that I also work at. All in all, it's a beautiful place, if you try a bit harder. You hit like a girl, the man said as he smeared the blood from his nose. Don't worry, you can too, if you try a bit harder. I retorted as a huge grin spread through my face. The man scoffed and tried to land a punch again, but I was too fast. I quickly sidestepped him and landed a knockout punch on his left cheek. I smile at the man laying still in front of my feet. Maybe next time he won't underestimate me. The announcer grabbed my arm and lifted in the air and began saying, "And the Black Hood wins again." He shouts. The crowd cheers and claps as I claim out of the ring. I love boxing. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm actually very good and I haven't lost a match yet. I've only had like 8 fights, but still. I have even gotten my own stage name, Black Hood. I think I got it, because I always box with a black hoodie on to cover my face. It's better when people don't know they are fighting against a girl, especially a human girl. I know you probably don't think I could actually beat a werewolf, but I have my own little tricks like putting a layer of wolfspan over my gloves. What it's not cheating, it's leveling the playing field. Plus, it only works on werewolves, so if I am fighting a human, nothing will happen. After the match, I quickly grabbed the money I earned for the fight, then moved to the cleaning supplies closet. I grab my bag that I hide behind a box and empty it out. I quickly change into my bartender outfit and sigh when I look down on myself. I hated the bartender outfit. I looked so slutty. The outfit consists out of black Converse, black jean shorts that stopped just under my bum, and a black crop top that showed most of my flat stomach. The crop top had the bar name on it in gold, The Ring. I redid my hair, I pulled my raven black hair into high ponytail, and then decided I can't do anything to look less bad, so I packed everything into the bag and went to the bar to fetch my apron. Sophia, I know it's only your fourth day, but this is the second time you've been late. If you're late again, I will have to let you go, Todd said in a mad and sad voice. Todd was tall and had brown short hair that matched well with his brown eyes. He was the one that gave me the job, and he's very nice. Well, as nice as can get in this town. I quickly apologized and promised not to be late again. He doesn't know I'm the Black Hood. Nobody does. The rest of the night, I just take orders and fetch people's drinks as they continue to watch people box. I finally finish at 11 and greet Todd before leaving. I move towards the black, rusty and old Harley-Davidson bike and start to drive home. I can't wait to see Bilbo. The last time I saw him was this afternoon when I picked him up after school. After 5 minutes, I pull up to the house. The only house I could afford was a small, old-ish wooden house right at the end of the town. The house was very close to the forest, but it didn't bother me since I love to run in the forest. I walk up the stairs and unlock the door. Just as I finish unlocking it, Bilbo pulls the door open and jumps into my arms. I stumble back a bit, but stabilize myself and hug his small frame back. Noah is only 6 now, yet he is more grown up and smarter than most 12-year-olds. He always has so much energy and joy in his small body. I missed you, Fifi. He yells as he hugs me. I move to sit on my knees and place a kiss on his forehead. I missed you more, Bilbo. I grab his hand and stand up again before pulling him into the house. I walk down the hall and move to his room. I pick him up and tuck him into his single bed. You, Mr. Bilbo, should have already been sleeping. I say lightly and rise one eyebrow. He quickly spins on his side and shuts his eyes before he fake snores. I giggle at his dramatic reaction and kisses his cheek before leaving his room. I walk to the bathroom, which only consists out of a toilet and shower. I get undressed and take a record-breaking shower since the water was ice cold. Yeah, we don't have hot water. I can't even remember when I took a nice long hot shower. I move to the door next to the bathroom, which is my room, before I fall into my bed and instantly fall asleep. I woke up from a cold breeze blowing through my open window. I slowly stood up and moved towards it. I closed the window and turned to the alarm clock. It's only 5 a.m., so if I want, I could squeeze in a run. I walk to my small closet and pull out a long black tights and a matching black sports bra. I pulled my hair into a messy bun and then took my running shoes out from under the single bed. I wrote a letter saying I went for a run, just in case Noah woke up, and then locked the door as I exited. I put my shoes on outside so that I wouldn't wake up Noah by accident. I tied my shoelaces and hid the key in my shocks. I stretched for a minute or two and then started to run into the woods. I loved running in the forest, listening to the sound of birds and animals. It's so calming. As I run, I thought of everything I need to do if we want to stay here permanently. 1, we will have to get a new house. The wooden house is just so small and it has become fragile with time. 2, I need to think how I will pay for Noah's school. I mean, my payment for high school isn't a problem since I have a bursaries. Lucky I always made sure that my grades were still excellent, and I am a very good sprinter and long-distance runner. At the moment, Noah also has a bursary because, like I said, he is a genius. But I think the pack members are trying to get him, and I kicked out. Even at my job, some people complain about me and I haven't even been there that day. The local pack are assholes. 3, how the hell will I convince the local pack to accept us? I speed up my pass as I get more frustrated. I am still frustrated and I pick up the pass again, and now I'm just full out sprinting. I run like this for a minute before I stop completely. I realize that I'm way deeper into the forest than I usually am, and I start to get nervous. I might be living on the local pack's territory, but if I get too close to the pack house, they will attack me. I start to freak out, and I quickly turn on my heels to start running back. Oh please, don't let me die. As I silently pray to whoever is listening, I hear something behind me. I didn't dare to look back. All I did was increase my speed. The sound behind me started to fade, and I felt a wave of relief wash over. That was until I heard howls and growling not too far from me. I stopped and took a big branch of the ground, ready to swing at whoever tries to attack me. After a minute of searching, I didn't see anything. I also didn't hear growls anymore. All I heard now was the sound that a dog makes when it cries. Before I even realize what I am doing, my feet move to the direction of the sound. As I move forward, the cries get louder, and then I see it. A small brown wolf, covered in blood. It picks up my scent and snarls at me. I hold my hands up and drop the branch. The wolf is injured very badly. I slowly try to approach it. It's getting so weak. It can't even keep its head up anymore and finally just lays still on the ground. I drop down next to it and see that it has long, deep scratches on its belly and has bit marks all over its body. Oh wait, it's a she-wolf. I pet her head as pain throbs in my heart for the creature. The wolf opens her eyes again, and I notice that it's a piercing blue. Her eyes are so humanizing and beautiful. "It's going to be okay, girl," I whisper to the wolf as it closes its eyes again. I look around to try and see what I can use to help the wolf, but there's nothing. "Think, Sophia, think," I tell myself. "She is losing a lot of blood. Damn it, what do I do?" I then think of something. I quickly take off my shoes and my socks. I bit into the hem of the sock and rip it, tying the two pieces together to make a longer bandage. I do the same with the other socks and make one large bandage. I tie it around her neck very carefully. I want to stop the bleeding, not choke the poor thing. I then take my thighs off and silently thank myself for wearing a black boy short panty. I rip my favorite tight in half and then wrap it around the wolf's more serious injuries. This at least helps a bit. The bleeding has slowed down. I try and think how I can help the wolf even more. I want to carry her to a vet, but even though she isn't very big, she is still very heavy and still too big to carry. I sit and think for a few seconds before I hear twigs snap behind me. I quickly grab my branch and spin around. There are two massive black wolves in front of me. They growl and snarl at me. I stand in front of the wolf, not wanting it to get attacked again, but the wolves never attack. They just stand there and try and look behind me. They have the same beautiful blue eyes. Maybe they are family. I slowly stand up and move behind the brown wolf, with my stick still in front of me. The wolves slowly move to the brown wolf. The one tries to wake her up with its nose, but she doesn't. They then move to my makeshift bandages and bit on them lightly. They slowly pull her back into the forest while their piercing blue eyes stare at me. What the fuck just happened? I stand there for a few minutes before I realize I'm semi-naked in the middle of the forest. I turn around and head back home. When I get there, Bilbo is already at the door with his book bag. He turns and sees me. He looks relieved and yet still stressed. "Fifey school is going to start. Where were you?" he asked, getting a bit frustrated. I know he isn't really mad, otherwise he would have used my nickname. "I'm so sorry, I'll tell you after school," I say while I run into the house and grab some gray shorts and some clothes I can get changed into at school. I grab my bag and run to my bike. I drove like a mad woman to get Noah to school on time. After dropping him off, I go to my school. Turning of the engine, just as the school bell rang, letting the children know class will start in 5 minutes. I grab everything and run into school. I get side-eyed by almost everyone, and most of them look at me with disgust written all over their face or just flat out laughs at me. Just as my chemistry teacher was about to enter his classroom, I stop him, panting and out of breath. "Dear Lord, what happened to you, child?" he says in his deep voice. "Wolf, fight, helped, change clothes, please, class," is all I could manage to get out in between breaths. He frowns at me. "Just go clean yourself before entering my class, Miss Hale," he says, and I throw him a thumbs up as I lean on my knees. After catching my breath, I walk to the girls' bathroom and look at myself in the mirror. Oh fuck no. I have blood on my forehead, twigs and leaves in my bun, and I look like I just spent 2 weeks living in the wild. Great, I already get terrorized by these people for no reason, and now I just handed them a bomb to throw me with. I sigh and start to clean myself. I washed my face and redid my messy bun. I then took out the gray oversized sweater and blue short. I paired it with my gray pumps and walked to class. Since I was late, the entire classes started at me as I entered. The only open place was at the back next to the mean girl, Sarah Gray. She has been mean since day one and have almost made me cry 5 times. and it's my 5th day here. I looked at the ground and made my way to the back. Just as I sat, Sarah raised her hand. Yes, Miss Gray. The teacher lifted his eyebrow. Sir, I am sorry, but I won't be able to focus with Miss Hale smelling like she has been dead for 7 years, she said in an innocent and sweet voice. Sweet my ass, I internally thought. The class, of course, thought this was the most funniest thing ever and started to laugh. She then turned to me and gave me the bitchiest grin ever. Miss Hale, maybe you should go to the girls' locker room to shower, Mr. Fillmore said. What but? No buts, go, he said with a finality. I scoffed and rolled my eyes. I grabbed my bag and stomped out of the room. This day can't get any worse. Since I have an off period, thanks to Sarah, I decide to actually go and take a shower. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, and I would really like to get the smell of blood and sweat off of me. I entire the locker room and make sure nobody else is there. I then start to take off my cloches and look at my body. I would have had a very beautiful body if not for the scars and marks. My body is a light tan color, and my green eyes pop with my raven black hair. I also have an athlete's body, meaning I have muscles in all the right places, but I'm not buckled. I have an hourglass figure, and even though I'm short, I have long legs. I just wish that I wouldn't have to look at the ugly claw marks on my back and side. It's because of my scares that I don't like to wear open clothes except at home and at the bar. At home, it doesn't matter, and at work, it's too dark to see them. I don't know how long I was staring at myself, the mirror. But I stopped looking at myself because with each passing second, I can feel myself just getting more sad. I decide to just take a quick cold shower and get dressed in my clothes again. I towel dry my hair and leave it down so that it can make natural curl. I wait for the bell to ring before I make it to my next class. I already feel drained and it's only the second period. I mentally sigh and walk to my next class. Since I'm the first one here, I sit at the back next to the window. I didn't really listen in class and just drawed the brown wolf from earlier today. I keep on seeing those blue eyes. Why do they look so familiar? For some reason, that's all I could think of the entire day. The bell rang and it was lunchtime. I moved to my locker and placed my bags and books there. I took out my reading book and reading glasses. I kept my head down and walked to the cafeteria doors. But before I could make it, I dumped into a wall. No, not a wall, the kings of the school. Out of everyone here, I hated them most. They were cruel on another level. The boys turned around and slowly their eyes met mine. Damn it. Now I'm going to get it. The twins were your typical popular boys. Drop-dead gorgeous. They both have a jawline, six-pack, and no matter what shirt they would wear, you would always see their muscular bodies underneath. They had midnight dark hair and beautiful blue eyes. They were also captain of Ever Team and Ever Sport. I got off the ground and muttered a small sorry. Ah, the poor child fell down. How sad. Maybe we should call her family. Oh, wait, you don't have a family, do you? One of Sarah's friends said. Everybody started focusing on us. All the twins' friends and Sarah's minions. Oh no, she has that little weird kid brother. I bit my lip, trying my best not to attack Sarah for insulting my Bilbo. Tell me, how close are you and him? She lifted an eyebrow and took a step closer. If he gets scared, do you claim in his bed and make his fear go away? Or do you help him shower and bath? You know, to make sure he's clean everywhere? Does he help you clean everywhere, Sophia? She said in a sick and twisted voice. He's 6 years old. How could this bitch talk about him like this? I wanted to scream. No, I wanted to scream at her. I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to punch her for each word she said. She wasn't done, though. She took a few steps until she was right beside my ear. She then leaned in closer to me. Punch her, attack her, do something. I yelled at myself, but still stood frozen. I think you're alone, Sophia, and not because you want to be. I think everyone leaves you because they know how worthless you are, how much of a disappointment you are. I mean, if I had a child like you, I would kill myself. Is that why you are alone? Because mommy and daddy killed themselves because of you? She whispered, yells in my ear. I felt warm liquid run down my face, and I realized that I was crying. That is it. This girl need to know I'm not weak. Everyone else was laughing. The twins were practically on the floor. I turned my head and looked at her sideways to see her grinning from ear to ear. That was it. That was the last straw. I didn't even know what was happening. It felt like I lost control of my body, and everything my body was doing, it did on its own. My hand reached for her blonde hair and grabbed it before I pulled her head back, and my other hand balled into a fist before landing a punch straight on her nose. She stumbled back, but I was already in my boxing position. I landed another hit on her left eye and the another on her right cheek. I was about to punch again when I felt something pushing me into the wall. I hit my head, and my vision was blurry for a few seconds, and my glasses fell off. After a second or two, I then saw the twins, each holding an arm against the lockers. The twin on my left was Grayson, and the one on my right was William. William was probably an inch taller than Grayson. "Let me go right now," I yelled through gritted teeth. They pulled me forward and then slammed me against the locker again. It took my vision longer to clear this time, but when it did, Sarah was standing in front of me. Her eye a few shades redder, and her cheek had a cut that was bleeding. I smiled at this sight. I know I will probably die now, but at least I'll die happy. She grabbed my face with one hand. "If you apologize now, I might let you live," she snarled. I smiled and spat in her face. "Do your worst," I say with a proud voice. The boys throw me forward against the other lockers and I fell down. Sarah grabbed the back of my hair and lifted my face to look at her. Before she started punching me rapidly on the one side. It was the fourth punch now, and she let go of my hair and moved back just enough to kick me straight into the ribs. I tried my best to keep the scream in my throat before I bent forward and watched as red liquid dropped out of my mouth. The twins came and lifted me to my feet. "You bitch should learn your place. This wasn't even a quarter of what we will do to you if you ever disrespect us again," Grayson said in a deadly voice. "Your pathetic fat ass should leave this town. Otherwise, you will regret ever coming here, and we will make sure of it." William finished with just as deadly voice. I smiled with the blood still dripping from my mouth. "Sorry to say, boys, but you're stuck with me," I say, smiling a bloody mouth smile. They throw me backwards, and I feel like I went through the wall when my back hits it. I definitely hit my head open or something broke. I'm sure of it. The last thing I see is Sarah walking toward the boys and resting a hand on each one of the twins' shoulders, grinning at me. But I don't focus on her. No, I focus on the twins' blue eyes, those piercing blue eyes, until I see nothing but darkness. I felt a stinging pain shoot through my cheek as someone lightly places something very cold on it. I flinch at the stinging and heard a light little voice apologized. I didn't recognize the voice, so I didn't know if I should stress or not. I started to remember the ass whipping I got and realized I must have paused out. "Fuck, Bilbo." I shot up and instantly regret it as pain shot up every piece of my body. Wow, you went through a lot. Your body needs rest." I heard a girly voice say, "How late is it? I need to pick up my brother," I said as the dizziness started to fade. I slowly opened my eyes and saw a little red-headed girl. She was probably 17 or 16, but she looked so much younger. "It's okay. You have only been out for 40 minutes. Who is your brother and where is he? I'll go pick him up and bring him back here," she said in a shy voice. Who is this girl, and why is she helping me? I frowned since I didn't know what to do. She realized my confusion and continued talking. "I am Layla Frey. I saw how badly the others were treating you, and I wanted to stop them. But I knew I couldn't, so I stayed until they left, so that I could help you," she finished. "Are you also one of them?" I asked before I could stop myself. She looked towards the floor and nodded her head. "I'm Omega in their pack, so I know how it feels when they treat people like this. That's why I wanted to help you, because I know how badly it's needed after one of their fights," she said with a sad and fearful tone. I lifted my hand and placed it on her shoulder, giving her a small smile. She returned the smile. "I'm sorry they're such assholes. My name is Sophia Hale, but my friend call me Soph. My brother is Noah Hale and his in Red Hawk School. I would really appreciate it if you would fetch him. Just tell him you're a friend of mine, and if he doesn't believe you, say, 'Bilbo, Fifey needs you to come with me.' He will believe you then." I finish with a smile. "The school is just down the street. I'll go fetch him while you rest here." "Soph," she said with a bigger smile and quickly took her keys and walked out of the door before saying a quick goodbye. "I think we will be good friends. I smile to myself. I finally have a friend. I look around the room and realize I have no idea where I am. This can't be Layla's house since she is a teenager and all teenagers have to stay in a pack house. I know that much. I'll ask her when she comes back. Maybe it won't be so bad here. I was woken up by someone laughing. I slowly stood up because my head was still sore as hell and everything else still ached. I move out of the lightly pink painted room and into a green painted living room. I smile at the scene in front of me. Noah was running around the couches while Layla was chasing him. He was laughing so much it melted my heart. After a few seconds, Layla notices me and Noah also. They both look scared and shocked to see me. Noah slowly walked towards me, tears forming at the back of his eyes. Why does he want to cry? He took my hand and pulled me downwards so that I would be eye level with him. He lifted his small hand and placed it on my still sore face. That when I knew what was going on. Not because I remember that I was beaten, but because of Noah's action. Whenever I would get beaten or burned by our father, Noah would place his hand as lightly as he could on the place that it hurt, as if he could take the pain away, just like he is doing now. His tears started to fall, and just as he started to cry, so did I. We ran away from home so that we wouldn't have to deal with abuse and to move forward with our lives, but I feel like we just took 20 steps backwards. I'm sorry, Sophia. We can leave. I know you want to keep me safe, but there are better options than this. This place isn't worth it anymore. Noah cried out and gave me a hug. I patted his back until he started to calm down a bit, and then I pulled back so that I could look into his eyes. Like always, Bilbo, you are right. I don't want this to be our new life. I promised you happiness and joy and a real life, but this isn't it. This is just new people with the same problem. We will leave right after my birthday, okay? I finished, and he smiled and nodded. I stood up and walked to Layla. I gave her a light hug and then looked her straight in the eyes. And you, my new friend, will be joining us. She looked taken back, but Noah jumped up and down and yelled at the top of his lungs. Yay, our new friend is joining us! Our new friend is joining us! Yeah, yeah, yeah! We all laughed at his behavior, and she looked at me and nodded. So it was settled. For the weekend, we stayed at Layla Granny's house, the one with the pink bedroom and green living room. We planned everything out and had fun the entire weekend. We watched movies and ate pizza, we played board games and had lots and lots of conversations. She told me how badly the pack, Blood Moon Pack, treated her and how she was basically a slave to them. And I told her everything as well. I told her about my parents and my stepfather. We laughed about a lot of things, but that night, we cried our eyes out. That's when I also decide that I love Layla and that I will not see her as a friend, but as a part of my family. It just sucks that Monday we will have to go back to school and face all the other problems in our lives. I was so ready for today. I know it's not normal to look forward to a Monday, but today will be my last ever Monday in this horrid town, and then I will start a new chapter of my life with Bilbo and Layla. It also helps that it may or may not be someone's birthday today. Who could it possibly be? Oh wait, it's me. I'm finally 18. I know most people will say they feel the same as yesterday when they turn 18, but for me it's not like that. I feel so happy and full of life, ready to start the day and kick ass. I don't know why I feel like this or where I got this sudden burst of energy, but while I have it, I'm going to enjoy every second. I jump from my bed and walk to my closet. I want to wear something nice today, something that will complement my happiness. After thinking for a few minutes, I finally found the perfect outfit. I got the small pink box from the back of the closet and took out the black dress that was placed in it. It was my mom's. It's the only thing I have left of her. I want to wear it. It will feel as if she is a part of my special day. I pulled the tight dress over my head and then matched it with a cream lace shirt. I braided my hair to the side and matched it with Layla's cream boots that I had borrowed from the previous day. After getting dressed, I went to the kitchen and made me some coffee and poured some orange juice for Bilbo. I then made some fresh toast, since it's my favorite meal to have in the mornings. After finishing with the toasted, I called Noah and told him to come eat. He didn't reply, so I called him again. No reply again. I walked to his room and knocked on the door. He didn't answer, so I slowly opened the door. I walked into his room and wanted to cry when I saw the scene in front of me. Noah held up a sign that said, "Happy 18th birthday, Fifi," and there was a bouquet of flowers in his hand. It was clear to see that he had picked them from our small garden, since some of the flowers still had ground at the end of their stems. I smiled a pure smile and moved to my knees in front of Noah and gave him a bone-crushing hug. I pulled away and he whipped away a stray tear. "Happy birthday, sis. I didn't know what to get you, so I did this. Oh, and I also have this one other thing." He finished and ran to the other side of his bed. He lifted a big picture frame with a photo of the first time I held baby Noah. I tried so hard to keep the tears from falling. It was at least nice to be crying from happiness this time. "I love it so much, Noah. I love you so much. Thank you. I can't believe you did all this for me. I really appreciate it," I say, and gave him another hug. We stood like this for a while, but Noah, being a typical boy, said he was hungry and dragged me back to the kitchen, where we finished our breakfast that I made a bit earlier. Afterwards, we brushed our teeth and then went to school. I was glad to see Layla waiting for me in front of the double doors. When she saw me entering the school's parking lot, she ran to me. We hugged each other with so much love, and she jumped up and down while singing, "You're finally 18." It was funny how close we got in such a short amount of time. "Damn, girl, you look fine as hell. I didn't even know you had such a big booty or such a small waist. I think all the guys are going to drool when they see your sexy-ass body in this sexy outfit," she said with a truly shocked voice. With each word she said, I blushed more. I mutter a embarrassed thank you and pull her into the school. I greet her before she walks to her class on the far end of the building. As I walk to my locker, I feel the stares from people in the hallway. I stopped in my tracks when a big-ish man stepped in front of me. "Hi, Angel. I don't think we met yet, but I would love to get to know you in my bed," he says with a huge smirk on his face. I didn't feel like screwing up my good mode, so I just walked past him and to my locker. I quickly grabbed my drawing book. Since I have art the Fissert period, when I finished, I realized that the hallway was quiet. Not like they were talking softly. No, it was dead silent. I looked to my left side to see why everyone was so quiet and saw that they were all starting behind me. I turned around and immediately my eyes locked with the two gorgeous twins. They were starting at me. The people in the hallway made a clear path from me to the twins. Oh no, please don't let them kick my ass today. I just want my last day to be good. They started walking towards me and I slowly backed away. It didn't help a lot since they were much faster than me. They stop right in front of me and their eyes look like they have 100 emotions running through them. Hell, they looked so hot. They both wore a gray shirt that hugged their perfect bodies. SBDD, Grayson had black pants on, while William had a creamy white pants on. They're so freaking hot. "No, Sophia, stop," I yelled at myself. I looked up and locked eyes with them again. "Before you hurt me again, let me just inform you that I will not be causing any problems and I won't be in anyone's way today. Oh, and I decide you were right. I shouldn't be here, so I'm moving tomorrow. It's my last day here, and I would really like it if you would just let me get through it in peace," I say in a shaky voice. Fear clear in my voice. I thought I saw hurt in the boys' eyes, but I probably just imagined it. They don't reply and just stare at me. I turned my back to them to leave, but they grabbed my shoulders and turned me back around. They both growled the most shocking word at the same time. "Mate." My eyes widen in horror, and I start to tremble with fear. Their arms brush up mine, and I feel small sparks jumping between our skins. I can't be their mate. I'm human. No. For those of you that don't know what a mate is, it is like a soulmate, a person that you can't live without. If they are hurting, you are hurting. If they are happy, you are happy. If they die, you die too. They're your everything, and it's very, very rare to have a human mate. It can't be. No. I say and run to the exit. They will reject me. They will hurt me. I can't be their mate. I started taking short breaths, since my lungs were not getting enough oxygen. I was halfway in the parking lot when I felt a sharp pain in my chest. Is this a panic attack? In seconds, the darkness consumed me and I was fully out. I woke up to the sound of birds singing and warmth. I truly had a weird dream about the twins, but right now, laying in this soft bed, I feel complete. I haven't slept this good in years, and I haven't felt this safe and warmth in so long. I don't know how late it is, but I don't care. Just for the next few seconds, I want to appreciate the feeling, just until it lasts. I turn on my right side and snuggle further into the soft silk pillow. Wait, silk? I jump up as I remember what happened with the twins. It wasn't a dream. I immediately want to run, but my vision blurs and my head is pounding. I move to sit on my knees as I rub my eyes. In a few seconds, my vision is clear, and I soon realize that I'm not in my room, but in another massive room that I don't recognize at all. I look around and see I'm completely alone. The room is so gorgeous. In front of the bed was a small little living room with a large white couch facing the fireplace, and above the fireplace, a TV. The right of the bed had a beautiful view of the woods outside with a small patio. There was also a door next to the bedside table on the right. There were two other doors, one on the left of the other bedside table and on the left side of the far corner besides the fireplace. After I stopped drooling over the room, I walked to the door closest to me. I opened it and saw a master bathroom. Even the bathroom was bigger than our old wooden house. I badly wanted to take my old black dress and lace shirt off and just stand under the water, but I had to find out where I was and how to get back to Bilbo. I walked to the door in the far corner and I slightly opened it. It opened to a hallway. Okay, this is my way out, I think to myself. Before I leave the room, I quickly grab the poker from the fireplace tool set and walk as quietly down the long hallway. I reach a staircase that has many, many, many steps. Hell, on what floor am I, 20? I sigh internally. I walk down the stairs, trying my best to stay as close to the wall as I could. When I finally reach the end, I bend down and look around. In front of the staircase is a big kitchen, and left of it is a lounge, and on the right were two big double doors. The exit. I tell myself. Nobody was in the kitchen, and only one person was in the lounge, and he had headphones on. I lightly start to run to the double doors and quietly slip out of them. I run down the steps and see that I'm in the middle of the forest. I started to walk to the gravel road, but then I heard someone scream. No, not someone. Bilbo. I know it is him screaming. I have heard it enough times to know exactly how it sounds. I run to the edge of the building and turn around. I didn't see anything, so I move down the wall until I'm at the back of the massive place. Then I saw it. Bilbo. He was running from a wolf. In milliseconds, I took of running towards him. The poker of the fireplace, ready in my hands. Noah, run! I tell and sprint to him, my dress making every movement uncomfortable. The wolf's ears jump at the sound of my voice and immediately turns its head to me. Before it can do anything, I swing the metal and hit it straight across its face. I take Noah's hand and place him behind me, lifting the metal on front of me, ready to fight. The wolf is clearly pissed and starts to growl at me. I move back and keep one hand at the back to make sure that Noah is near me. The wolf steps forward again and I strike it across the face again. Okay, it's really mad now. I move to strike it again, but it grabs the metal with its teeth and rips it out of my hands. Its eyes are full of rage and the ash-colored wolf lunges towards me. I turn my back on it and try to cover Noah as much as I can. Its claws ripest the skin of my left arm and I yell out in pain. I turn around to face it again and see that it is still fuming. I push Noah away from me as it runs up to me, its fangs fully out. I cover myself best I can and wait for the impact, but just as the wolf was about to reach me, it was tackled to the side by a huge black wolf. Another huge black wolf runs up towards the ashes-colored wolf and the black wolf. The black wolves snarl at the ashes-colored one, and the other wolf finally submits to them. I take this time to run to Noah, who is curled into a ball on the ground. Hi, Bilbo, you okay? I ask as I lightly put my hand on his head. He starts to move out of his position and looks at me with scared and sad eyes. I'm sorry, we were just playing. I didn't know you would get hurt. I'm sorry, he says in a shaky voice. I hug him with my right arm, since my left arm is still hurt, and whisper sweet nothings to him. After he calmed down, I look to where the wolves were. They are still there, but they are not doing anything other than staring at me. Why are there 3 wolves here? Why is there a massive mansion in the middle of the woods? Why are the wolves? And at that moment, a light bulb goes off in my head. I finally realize what is going on, and I stand up from the ground and hide Noah behind me again. Shift, I say in a flat and steady voice. The wolves look at each other before I hear bones cracking. I look away and close Bilbo's eyes as well. I hear scoffing and ask if they are done. Melody's voice answers, and I turn back to the place where the three wolves were. But now, there were three men. The one guy had orange hair and hazel eyes. He was very built. And then, of course, the other two guys were the twins. They nod to the orange hair man, who is only wearing a blue basketball short, and he turns around and leaves. The twins' eyes fall back on me, and a silence falls upon us. The boys only have basketball shorts on, and I can't help but look at their stunning bodies. Their six-pack fully on the display, and their V-lines are just begging me to run my fingers over them. No, focus. I tear my eyes from their bodies and look straight into their eyes. They had big grins on, clearly seeing how I checked them out. I felt heat rise to my cheeks and decided to speak before I get sidetracked. "Did you bring me here?" I asked in a steady voice. They just nodded, and I rolled my eyes at them. A low growl come out of their chest. "Why did you bring me here? And why in hell's name did you bring my brother as well?" I asked, getting a bit frustrated with their not caring attitude. They both just lifted their shoulders and ignored my question. I scoff in frustration. "Fine, don't answer me. Since I'm fine, Noah and I will be leaving," I announced and turned around with Noah's small hand in mine. In seconds, the twins were in front of us. "You are not leaving," growled Grayson, his chest rising and falling with each word. "Yes, I am. You are not the boss of me." I snap at them, and William steps closer. "You will either stay here willingly or not willingly. Your choose," he says as his eyes turn a shade darker. My body is boiling with anger. How dare they talk to me as if I'm a child? I step closer to William. "I don't have to listen." I fail to finish my sentence as a pain shots through my arm. I feel my knees giving in. Suddenly, my hands grab onto a warm, firm surface. Grayson's chest. He hooks his on arm behind my knees and his other arm around my back. He lifts me up, and I fall into his chest. Light sparks jump between our skins. "I'm fine," I mutter, feeling a bit out of breath. "You're losing a lot of blood. We need to get you to the pack hospital," William says. I whispers Noah's name, not wanting him to be alone in this new place. "I'll call Layla to come and look after him." Nothing. I don't hear the last part since I faint. Again. I wipe the sleep out of my eyes as I wake up, after passing out for the second time. I tried to push myself up with my left hand, but fell back onto the bed, since my left arm was still very sour from the wolf attack. After groaning in frustration and pain, I hear two pair of footsteps rushing to my side. I lift my heavy eyelids and see two worried twins. I roll my eyes and try to sit up again. I feel spark in my back and saw that William was supporting my back while helping me sit up. I look at Grayslawn and see him scanning my arm and shoulder with fear in his eyes. "I'm fine," I say when I am finally in a sitting position. Their eyes jump to mine and anger is dancing in their eyes. "What idiot attacks a wolf with a stick?" William growls. I roll my eyes again and scoff at the idiot part. Anyone that sees a little boy being chased by a wolf, especially when that boy is your brother. But you wouldn't understand, since you actually need a heart to worry about someone. And just so that you know, it was not a stick, but a fireplace poker. I finished. I felt like a smart ass, but I most likely just sounded like a child. They just scoffed and rolled their eyes. A silence fell over the room, and I took this opportunity to ask about Noah. "Your brother is still with Layla. We'll tell her to bring him to the hospital," Grayson said, and moved to the seats next to the window in the hospital room. William moved to the other open seat. The hospital room looked like any other average hospital room. White walls, machines monitoring my heart, and two seats next to the one window. "So is this a real hospital or the PAX hospital?" I asked, as if it was the most normal question ever. Their eyes grow for a split second before returning to their normal size. "Pack, how did you know we were wolves?" Grayson asked in a curious voice. "You aren't the first werewolves I have met," I said and swinged my legs over the bed, turning my back to them. I slowly tried to stand, and after I felt strong enough to carry my own weight, I moved to the mirror on the wall. Do you know what a mate is? William asked. I stopped in my tracks for a few seconds before I nodded my head and continued to the mirror. When I got there, I moved the white hospital robe sleeve away from my shoulder and looked at the white bandage that covered the side that I was scratched on. I slowly loosened the bandage until it was completely off. The scratches were almost healed. It was only 3 dark red lines now. I ran my fingers over the rough surface. I saw the boys staring at my shoulder as well, and I saw pain, sadness, and regret in their eyes. But what bothered me most is that I saw pity in their eyes. I ripped my robe sleeve back up and covered myself, not wanting their pity. I'm strong, and I have dealt with so much worse than 3 small starches. Their eyes snap back into reality, and they lock eyes with me. You're a human, meaning you can easily get hurt and you can't take pain. You can't fight in a war made for werewolves. You wouldn't last a minute. You won't be able to help us. You can't protect yourself, less a pack. You aren't fit to be a Luna. You aren't fit to be our mate, Grayson finished for William. I felt light stabs in my chest. I so badly wanted to cry with each word they said. The pain was bad, but I didn't want to show them that I'm hurting. They will just think they're right about me being weak. I said nothing and tried my best to show no emotions. We, the Alphas, Grayson and William Smith of the Blood Moon Pack, reject you, Sophia Hale, as our mate and future Luna. They both say at the same time. The pain in my chest became worse, and I stumbled back a bit, but immediately stabilized myself and looked dead into their eyes. Thank you for giving me a clear rejection instead of a fake promise. Oh, and just so that you know, I am much stronger than you think, so don't underestimate me, because I promise you, you will regret it. I said and gave a sarcastic smile at the end. For some reason, they looked mad. I didn't know if they were mad that I didn't care more about the rejection, or if they were mad that I corrected them. William stepped forward and started to say something, but he got interrupted by Noah, bursting through the doors. Fifey, you're awake! He happily screamed and ran towards me, and I moved to my knees to hug him. I don't care that my shoulder is hurting. I don't care that I just got rejected by 2 people, and I don't care that I'm sad. All I care about is the fact that my little brother is fine. You shouldn't have attacked Sam. We were just playing, and now you are hurt and you scared me again. He said in an angry voice, and he pouted. I giggle at this childlike behavior, and I kiss his forehead. I'm sorry, Bilbo. Next time I see a huge, scary wolf chasing my brother, I will just walk away. I stated in a duh tone. He pouted again, and this time I heard someone else giggling. I looked up and saw Layla. I got up and gave her a bone-crushing hug. She gave me one back. Thank you, Layla, I say. Knowing that Noah was with her made my heart feel better. She gave me a small smile. Why don't you take a shower and I'll bring you some clothes, and then we can go eat something? She asked and I nod. The twins have already left. I moved to the bathroom in my hospital room, and when I closed the door, I let everything wash over me, and I slowly dropped to the cold floor. I let the emotions of me finding my mate take over. I let the emotions of protecting my brother take over. And finally, I let the emotions of being rejected by my mate take over. They don't want me. They didn't even give me a chance. They already think I'm worthless and weak. I cried for what felt like years, and then when I had no tears left to cry, I stood up and took a shower. I got dressed in a navy shirt and black sweatpants that Layla gave me, and then went into the hallway where Layla and Bilbo were waiting for me. She grabs my hand, and we walk back to the pack house. When we get there, she immediately leads me to the kitchen and gives me a bowl of chicken soup with toast. I have never been this happy to see food, but of course, me, being me, I had a short-lived happiness. Out of all the people in the world, it had to be Sarah and her minions who walked into the kitchen. Ooh, what is that disgusting smell? Oh, it's just trash, hi Sophia, she says with a massive grin on her face. That's mean, you bully, my brother said to her. She looked at him as if he was nothing and laughed. Oh, you poor thing. You must be this disgraceful thing's brother, she finishes, just as the twins walk in. Great. Can this get any worse? Oh, hey, babes. I was just about to go look for you. Wanted to know if you would came by my room before you go to bed? She said in a seductive voice to the twins. Oh, look, it got worse. She moved towards them and gave them both kisses on the cheek, and they both moved closer to her. It took everything in me to not attack her right at that moment. You don't mind, do you, Sophia? I mean, they aren't your mates anymore, and I think they deserve some cheering up after they found out a worthless piece of shit was their mate, she said, and I saw red. That's it! Grayson POV. Sophia was so mad. I could see she was trying her best to hold back. Layla, get Noah out of here now, she said with finality. Layla grabbed the little boy's hand and moved out of the kitchen. Listen here, bitch. I couldn't care less what you do with my supposed mates, but if you ever dare to talk or look at my brother like you just did, I'll hurt you so bad even your wolf won't know who you are, Sophia said in a deadly voice. Sarah looked taken back. Most people would never dare to talk to her like this, especially not a human. It made me proud to see my mate stand up for herself. No, she can't be your mate. Sarah will be Luna. I tell myself, and my wolf gives me a low growl. I'll break your neck before you can even think of attacking me, and you shouldn't get comfortable here. Just as soon as I am Luna, your ass will be out of this house. Oh, but don't worry, your brother can stay. He will be my little pet. She finished with a smirk. In 2 seconds, Sophia was in front of her, pulling her right hand back and punched Sarah straight in the face. She got her left hand ready to do the same, but in a quick moment, William grabbed Sophia's arm and pulled her towards him. He bent down and lifted her over his shoulder, like she was a bag of potatoes. She kicked and punched him, screaming for him to put her down. William and I claimed the stairs, entering our room. He finally let her down, and I leaned against the now closed door. Listen here, assholes. You might think less of me, but I sure as hell don't deserve that. I don't even know why you are punishing yourself by letting me stay here. You clearly don't want me. So just let me take my brother and my stuff and let me leave. I can promise you we will not come back, she says with anger dripping from each of her words. Both of us growl and move right in front of her. You are right. We are punishing ourselves by keeping you here, but there is no way in hell you are leaving. We will not allow you to go find someone else, and even if we didn't want you, our wolves need you. So like it or not, Cupcake, you are staying here, William said in his alpha voice. She scoffed at him and stepped closer to him, her face right in his. Tell your wolves to go to Sarah, and don't worry. The last thing on my mind is finding another stupid guy. Okay, sugar. She finished and smirked. Don't try and be a smart ass. Plus, you know so much about us, so you must know that we can't just tell our wolves to accept Sarah, or maybe you don't know so much about werewolves as you think. I say, getting angry at how she is speaking to us. I mean, no one has spoken like this to us. That sounds like a you problem. So you go and work it out while I fetch my brother and leave this place. Oh, and just so that you know, I might not know much about werewolves, but even I know Sarah is a sad excuse for a Luna. She says with a hint of jealousy, she is still better than you. I say, and I feel like I'm breaking. I see hurt flash through her eyes, and she punches me on the chest. It doesn't hurt, and it's not even that hard, so I didn't stumble back. She looked frustrated that I didn't, so she repeated her action, but she had more force this time. I still didn't move, but even I was getting mad now. She wanted to do it again, but William grabbed her one hand and pushed her against the wall. William's POV. I felt how my brother struggled to say does mean words to her, but he did it for the right reasons. She pushed him and he didn't react, so she did it again. No reaction, so she wanted to do it again, but I lightly grab her one hand and place my other one on her waist and push her backwards until her back was against the wall. Tingles run up my arms, and I knew she felt them too. She moved her one free hand and tried to push me away from her. Grayson came and grabbed her free hand and also placed his other hand on the other side of her waist. She tried to get free, but couldn't. You truly are a feisty one, aren't you? I asked with a smug voice. Damn it, she is so gorgeous. Just being this close to her makes my wolf purr. I wanted to attack her plum-light pink lips. I want her now, my wolf growled. Sophia's POV. You truly are a feisty one, aren't you? He asked in a smug voice. Damn it, why does everything about them have to be so sexy? Even just now, they are barely touching me, but my legs are already jelly. No, they don't want you, I reminded myself, and then tried to squirm out of their hold even more. This was a bad idea, since this cues my navy shirt to lift, and now their hands were on my bare skin. This clearly had effect on them, because their eyes were pitch black now. I've seen them on him. It's the same color as my father's eyes were before he would force himself on me. I instantly stopped moving, not wanting to make it worse. Both the twins inched closer to me. Their bodies were pressed against mine, and their faces were moving to my neck. I shivered when their warm breaths blow against my neck. They were clearly happy with my reaction, and moved closer to my neck. Their lips were lightly on my neck, and then they started to place small kisses on me. My body betrayed me, and moved closer to them, giving them more access to my neck. They both squeeze my waist a bit, and a low moan leaves my mouth as they continued to place rougher kisses down my neck. They growl in response. My hands leave theirs and moves to their shirts, grabbing onto them as if they were the only thing that was keeping me up. They push me further onto the wall, and my hands move from their shirts to their shoulders. I dig my nails into their shoulders when William gives me a light bite on the shoulder. They give a louder growl as I moan again. I don't have to look at them to know that their wolves are in control. Stop! They rejected you. They want Sarah. I say to myself, trying my best to make myself stop them, but I can't. If father finds out, he will punish you. I say, and immediately I push the twins away. They clearly didn't expect it, since they both stumbled back. They looked at me for a few seconds before their eyes turned back to the beautiful blue color. All of us stand there in silence before I move to the door. Sophia, you can't leave the territory, I hear William say. I just nod, since I don't trust my voice to come out steady. I walk out of the room and move down the stairs. When I get outside, I touch the places where the boys kissed me. Tingles were still running up and down my neck. How did that get so out of control? William's POV. I can't believe we just lost control like that, I say to Grayson. He looks just as confused and flushed as I feel. When we touched her bare skin, our wolves completely took over. They wanted her so bad, we wanted her so bad. I feel high, and I still feel tingles on my lips. I so badly wanted to take her to the bed after she pressed her nails into our back and she made my knees weak when she moaned. I don't think I have ever heard something so beautiful as her moans. That was a mistake. We can't lose control like that again. The bond is stronger than I thought. We will have to stay away from her for a little while. Grayson said, and even though I didn't want to, I knew we had to. Sophia's POV. After I calmed down, I decided that I can't let the boys kiss me again, even though I want them so badly. Not only have they been assholes or have they rejected me, but if my stepfather ever finds out, I'll be dead. So that's it. I will just stay out of their way. I mean, I can't leave now. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to. I'm most likely fired from the bar, and the twins will know if I leave, and then I'll not only have to run from my stepfather, but also 2 alphas. Great, I'm stuck here. I try to clear my head by walking around the mansion. It's the first time I'm really looking at it. It truly is gorgeous. In the front of the mansion is a small circle path with a garden and fountain in the middle of the circle. The mansion has a modern inside, but the outside looked a bit more classic. At the back of the mansion was a big clearing with a swimming pool in the middle, and on the right was a freaking tennis court. It was really a massive place. There weren't a lot of people outside, and the most just left after they saw me. I walked to the swimming pool and placed my feet in it. I sat there for a while, and then I heard a deep voice behind me. Mind if I join you? The guy that attacked me this morning asked. He was clearly nervous. I gave him a small smile. Only if you promise not to wolf out, I say in a teasing voice. He chuckles and sits down next to me. As long as you don't beat me with a stick, I won't. He jokes back. I smile and look at him. Yeah, sorry about that, Spay. I thought you were trying to hurt Bilbo. I explain and he nods. I wouldn't dare hurt Noah. He's the only other boy that likes to watch SpongeBob with me. I laugh at his statement and he frowns. Don't judge. SpongeBob is a classic and informative show. He says, and I laugh again, and he joins in. I'm Sam Miller, by the way. I am beta of this pack. He holds out his hand, and I take it and shake it. Hi, Sam. I'm Sophia Hale, but you can just call me Soph, and I'm the rejected Luna, apparently. I joke, and he gives me a sad smile. Don't feel bad. It could have been worse. I said and bumped his side. He turned to me and smiled. After about an hour of talking, I found out that he is very, very nice. He is very caring and funny. He doesn't have a mate yet, and I think he's gay, but not sure yet. So what are you going to do now? He asks in a serious voice. I sigh and take my legs out of the water. I don't really have a choice. I have to stay here. I most likely lost my job, so I have no way of paying our rent for the wooden house, and even if I did want to go back to the town, I have no way of getting there since my bike is still there. So I'll just stay here, but I'm staying away from the twins and out of Sarah's way. I finished, and he gave me a sympathetic look. Well, at least you have a new friend that can help you. If anything is wrong, just come to me, and I'll arrange with the boys that I'm taking you into town tomorrow, and then you can get some of your stuff and everything. He said and gave me a big smile. Wow, you would really do that for me? I shockingly ask. He nods, and I squeal and gave him a hug. He laughs at my reaction and hugs me back. Come on, it's getting late. I'll show you to your room. He stands up and helps me up as well. We walk back to the mansion and continue our weird and funny conversation about how SpongeBob would win against any superhero. When we get inside, I ask him if he knows where Layla and Noah is so that I can just check on them before going to bed. He nods and leads me up the stairs where the boys' room is. We walk past the boys' room, and on the end of the hall is Bilbo's room. I slowly open the door to find Bilbo fast asleep in the big bed and Layla on the couch, also sleeping. I take a blanket of Noah's bed and cover Layla before leaving again. I follow Sam to my room. It's just 2 rooms away from Noah's. You care about the Omega? Sam asks, and I instantly feel mad at how they say Omega, as if to inform everyone that she is a lower-rank pack member. Her name is Layla, and yes, she is a very kind and sweet girl. I am actually surprised that she is still so nice, even when her pack threats her like a slave. I state in a bitter tone. Sam looks to the ground and scratches the back of his neck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sure she is very lovely, and I am also sorry that the pack threats her so badly. Nobody deserves it. He finished in a sad voice. But why is the pack this way? They are all so mad and judgmental. I ask, wanting to know if there is a reason for their behavior. Don't blame the pack. Most of the children were raised like that. Anything that can make the pack weak is seen as an inconvenience, meaning Omega's human mates or anyone that can't fight is seen as a disgrace. The former Alpha, the twins' father, was very strict and cruel. He had a human mate, and when the boys were 12, she was murdered when a rogue pack attacked. She couldn't defend herself, so she was an easy target. After that, the Alpha change. He was harsh on everyone who had a weakness, and he trained them until their weakness was their strongest ability. That's also why all the human mates live in the town so that if an attack comes, they're safe. The Alpha felt the worst pain when he lost his mate, so he made sure that nobody else would. Not even an Omega. He was extra hard on them, since an Omega is born weaker as an average wolf. He believed in making the pack strong and fixing your weaknesses. But I think as time went on, the pack forgot what the Alpha originally wanted, and things changed so much, and we realized too late. He finished, and I felt so bad. I felt bad that the pack had to go through that. I felt bad for the Alpha. I felt bad for the twins. I think I understand a bit more. I walked to Sam and gave him a hug. I'm sorry, Sammy, I say, and he hugs me tighter. We stand like this for a few seconds before he pulls away. Sammy? He asks and lifts an eyebrow. I smile. It is your nickname. He smiles and says goodnight before leaving me in my room. I take off my shirt and climb into bed. I think about today. I think about the boys. I think about them kissing me, and then I fall asleep. I was running up the stairs, my body weak and tired. I almost made it up the stairs, but his old hand grabbed my ankle and pulled my feet out underneath me, and I fell head first into the staircase. I was overcome with dizziness and didn't even realize when I was turned on my back. I was then pulled by my hair into his room. He kicked me up and tossed me onto the bed. He trapped my body between his and the bed, tucking some loose hairs behind my ear. I love it when you play hard to get, sweetheart, he said as he moved closer to my face, his one hand holding both of mine above my head. No, please, Dad, please don't do this, I mumbled as my head clears and my eyes focus on the scene above me. I told you not to call me Dad. I'm not your father, he said, and lightly bit my earlobe. Stop. Just make it stop. I scream in my head, hoping that someone, anyone, would hear me. Please. William's POV. I jump out of bed as fear runs through my veins. I feel so scared and weak. I look around the room and see that nothing is wrong. Why do I feel this? Why? What's wrong with me? My eyes lock with Grayson, and he also has a terrified look on his face. What's going on? Why do I feel so cold? He asks with an unsteady voice. We have never felt like this. This feels awful. My wolf hearing picks up a heartbeat that is beating at a rapid pace, a girl crying lightly, mumbling stop. Mate's in trouble, Ryder growls, and I look to see that Grayson has also been informed about our mate. We run out of our room and down the hall to hers. Grayson's POV. I open her door and see her small frame curled into a ball, her elegant hands holding on to the duvet for dear life. Her one leg is over the blankets and the other one beneath it. She is sleeping in her sports bra and leggings. Her hair is covered in sweat and her forehead as well. Her breathing is heavy and she is shacking in fear. Her brother is next to her, trying to calm her by stroking her one arm and whispering to her that it is only a nightmare. My brother and I move towards him. What's wrong with her? I softly ask Noah. He looks at me with tears forming in his eyes. She is having another nightmare about Henry. He's hurting her again. He cries. I feel anger run down my bones. Who is hurting her? I look at William to see that he is just as mad, but he looks lost and sad. He is staring at her. No, he is staring at her back. I follow his gaze and I feel my wolf howl in pain when he sees what William is seeing. Her entire back is full of scars. There are short and thin scars, but also thick and long ones. There are even scratched from wolf claws on her back. It looks like a horror story. William moves closer to her bed and sits on the edge. He moved his hands closer to her and stops when he is lightly touching her back, his fingertip running over the scars. I realize that her heartbeat has calmed down and her body isn't trembling anymore. I sit on the opposite side of William and place a hand on her arm. The fear isn't radiating off her anymore, and she looks more at peace now. She stirs in her sleep and lays on her back. We should leave her and let her rest further. She will also not be happy if she finds out that you know about her scars and nightmares. Noah says and moves to the door. We follow him and close her door after we exit. Thank you for calming her down. I could never have done that, the little boy says with a small smile. We nod and he turns around and walks away. Halfway to his room, he stops and faces us again. I don't know if you are friends of my sister or if you even like her, but please be nice to Fifi. She is really a good sister and you shouldn't treat her badly. He finished and walks to his room. Sophia's POV. I had a horrible nightmare last night, but for some reason it was different. It would usually end after Henry beats me because I push him off me and run away from him. He fades away and all my fear and terrors disappear as well. I then end up in a beautiful meadow filled with wild flowers. I'm laying down in the field and on either side of me are the twins. We are not doing anything, but just looking at the clouds. Our hands were lightly touching, but it was enough to make me feel free. It was amazing how my nightmare could so easily be changed into a dream. I know I should hate the twins for rejection me, for saying that I was weak without even knowing me, or for the fact that they think Sarah is better, but I honestly don't. I just miss them, and I don't know why, but I know that's how I feel. I try and forget about the dream and walk to the bathroom. This room's bathroom wasn't as luxurious as the twins, but it was still very nice. I take a long hot shower, which feels amazing. I can't even remember when was the last time I had a hot shower. After about 20 minutes, I take a towel and move out of the shower. I wrap it securely around my body and then take another one to wrap around my wet hair. When I go back into the room, I realize I don't have any new clothes to wear. What to do? I walk to my door and peek into the hallway to see if anyone was there. When I saw that my cost was clear, I quickly ran to the twins' room. I enter the room and it was empty. I guess today must be my lucky day. I walk toward their walk-in closet, and just as I turn to enter it, my head colloids with someone else. I fall on my back and pray that nothing is showing. Are you okay? A feminine voice asks. I prop myself onto my elbows, and a young, beautiful girl is standing there. Why was she in the twins' room? Was she the new flavor of the week? Yeah, sorry I didn't see you. I apologize. She sticks her hand out and helps me up. It is fine, but why are you in my brother's room with only a towel on? Oh, she is their sister. That's good. Since they did take me from my home and didn't allow me to take any of my own clothes with, I figured it's only fair that I borrow theirs. I state in a spiteful voice. She burst out laughing, and her beautiful light brown hair falls in front of her eyes. She's very pretty. She has a small frame with toned muscles. She also has the same eyes as her brothers. The only difference is, I keep on feeling like I've seen these beautiful blue orbs before, but where? Come on, I can borrow you some clothes. I doubt that my brother's clothes would even fit you. Oh, and I'm Jennifer Smith, but you can just call me Jenny. She says with a sweet smile and locks her hand with mine before she starts pulling me to the door. When we enter the hallway, I feel self-conscious and wrap my one free hand around my towel. Luckily, nobody saw me, and Jenny's room was on the same floor as the twins. She opens the door, and we walk into a typical teenage girl's room. She lets go of my hand, and I stop as she walks into her closet. After a few minutes, she brings me some clothes. I give her a small thank you, and I move to her bathroom to change. The outfit consisted out of a black skirt, a white sweater, and white sneakers. I air dry my hair and let it hang over my shoulders. I liked the outfit, but I doubt it will keep me warm throughout the day since it will be winter in a few weeks. I walk out of the bathroom to find both Jenny and Sammy on her bed, waiting for me. Hey, Sammy. I greet him with a smile. Hey, I was about to fetch you, but you weren't in your room. But then Jenny mind-linked me, he stated in a matter-of-factly way. I nod and move closer to them. Jenny, would you like to join Sammy and I? We are going to the mall, I ask. She nods her head and smiles. After we finalized our plans of where to meet and when, I leave Jennifer's room to go check on Noah. I walk down the hall and towards his room. He isn't there, so I go to Layla's room, hoping he's with her. As I walk towards her room, I hear laughter in the kitchen. I already know it's Layla and Noah, so my heart feels more at rest. I walk in and see her running around the counter, and Noah is chasing her. She sees me and is behind me. Aha, now your sister is here to protect me. You can't bully me anymore. She laughs an evil laugh. You forget that my Fifi is always on my side, he says with no doubt and wiggles his eyebrows. I smile at their behavior. What happened? I asked. Layla stole my cookie, he says with a frown and crosses his arms. I couldn't help it. It was so tempting. She says with a joking tone. I gasp dramatically and move back. I turn to Noah. Let's grab her Bilbo, I tell and lunge towards her. Noah grabs her feet and I tackle her to the ground. I press her hands to the sides and smile at Noah. Sir Bilbo, what shall her punishment be? I ask, and a devilish glint is in his eyes. Let the tickling begin, he declares and starts to tickle Layla's stomach. She scorns in my hold as she starts to laugh, but I hold her down. I give in. I'm sorry, she yells, and we stop with the torture. All of us laugh, and I'm so happy to see Noah acting like a kid. After we calm down, I stand to and move closer to Noah. Bilbo, I'm going into town today. Please stay out of the pack's way and don't leave Layla's side, okay? I say, making sure he hears the seriousness in my voice. Okay, Fifi, he says with a smile. I kiss his forehead and greet them both. I walk to the front of the house, where I was supposed to meet Sammy and Jenny. When I get outside, I see them both standing by a gray Hammer Jeep. I smile to both of them, and they smile back. Sam is driving, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, whilst Jenny is at the back. I asked them some questions, and they asked some back, but there wasn't anything interesting. I did find out, though, that Jennifer is 16 turning 17 and hasn't found her mate yet. We soon reach the small mall, and the first thing I do is find a coffee shop. I need my daily caffeine. We enter the nearest clothing shop and look around. I find some new winter's clothes for Noah and I, and some new sports clothes as well. We continue down each shop until we get to a lingerie shop. I quickly look at Jenny, and she looks at Sam. No, I'm not going in there. Firstly, if I do, the alphas will kill me. Secondly, we have been walking for 3 hours now. I'm going to find some food. You guys can come and find me when you're done. He scoffs and moves to the food court. I look at Jenny, and we both burst out laughing. Nobody said shopping was easy. We walked into the shop and I found some black and red lingerie. I have 4 new matching lingerie sets and I decide I didn't need more. I walk to the cashier and pay with the Alpha's black card. Don't worry, I'm going to stop by my house later and give them the money back. After we finish eating something with Sam, we decide to call it a day. We drive back to the school, and I smile when I see my beautiful bike still standing where I last parked it. I, of course, didn't drive it back to the pack, since Sam wouldn't allow me to, and it was way too cold. But I did enjoy the ride back with Jenny. She is really sweet and nice. It feels good to have another friend, Grayson's POV. We haven't seen her in a week. A freaking week. I'm going insane. I smell her everywhere and I hear her beautiful voice everywhere. It's so frustrating. I want to hold her. I want to kiss her. I just want her, yet I'm not allowed to have her. She tries to stay out of our ways. She is either with Layla or Sam and Jennifer or in her room, and I have never in my life envied someone so much. It's even worse at night. Since I can't sleep without my mate, and some nights she has nightmares, and when we calm her down, I so badly just want to stay in her room and lay next to her. I know it's just as hard for William. He has dark circles underneath his eyes, and he looks so drained. I'm sure I look just as terrible. I just hate the fact that we can't talk to her, and when we do, we have to be total assholes, since we did reject her, and it's just easier this way to keep her safe. Oh, angels, here you are. Sarah yells and runs up to William and kisses the side of his face. I see his eyes flicker from black back to blue. I know he is fighting with his wolf for control. It's truly awful when Sarah is here. I don't want her. I want mate. Sarah, we are very busy now, William says through gritted teeth. She moves back in shock and scoffs. She stands there for a minute before a smirk forms on her lips. She moves back to William and moves her hands seductively down his shoulders towards his manhood. He grabs her hand before she can reach it and throws her hands back. Sarah, go, I say with my alpha voice. She huffs out in frustration before she leaves. This is torture. I want my mate. This past week has really been going good. Noah has made some friends and he is very happy here. I haven't made any new friends, but more and more people are starting to treat me better, more friendly. Sam has even convinced the twins to let me jog in the woods as long as it was with Sam or Jenny. I've also been sparing with Sam and Jenny. I don't allow them to go easier on me just because I'm human, but I think they still hold back a little. Noah is back in school, and I'm allowed to start again next week, Monday. I have my own training area in the PAX gym, and I like it. I even started dancing again. Yes, I danced when I was younger. All in all, it is going good. Expected, I'm not so happy. I try to be, and I laugh and joke with everyone, but it feels so forced. I never see the twins. They are always in the office or at PAC training or with Sarah. Ag. I don't know why this mate bond is affecting me so much. The bond isn't supposed to control humans this way. I think of a way to see them, but I get nothing. I walk to the bench that faces the pool and stare out to the distance. I'm momentarily distracted when a young girl runs looking over her shoulder. Look out, I yell, but it's too late. She falls into the pool and starts to splash around. Help, she yells. I move to the side and try and grab her, but she's too far. I want to jump in after her, but I don't know how to swim. Help, someone help, I yell at the top of my lungs. Nobody is coming. William, Grayson, help, I scream as loud as I can, hoping the bond will let them know of my distress. The girl is not splashing the water anymore. She stopped moving. No, I need to help her. I jump in, praying it is shallow enough for me to stand in. I gasp at how cold the water is, but I shouldn't be surprised because it is winter. I immediately grab her and push her to the shallower part of the swimming pool. As I push her, I end up drifting further into the deep end. I try and keep my head above water, but it's too deep, and I am freezing. I start to panic, but I hear two growl. I know it's Grayson and William, and I feel relieved. Just get here in time, I think to myself. William's POV. I'm trying my best to focus on the pack forms that are in front of me, but I can't, especially when I hear the worst sound ever. Sophia is screaming our names. In seconds, Grayson and I jump out of our seats and run down the stairs. We shift into our wolves and growl to call for backup, just in case it is an attack or something. I near the swimming pool and hear Sophia's heartbeat. I shift back in human form and jump in. I lift her head out of the water. Right after I jump in, I hear Jackson doing the same. She pushed me away. The girl helped the girl. I look to my right and see a young girl. She is probably 7 or 8 years old. I call Grayson and he takes Sophia as I swim to the girl. Grayson's POV. I grab Sophia and pull her close to me. She is so cold. I see William swimming to the small girl. He grabs her and places her on the edge of the swimming pool before he jumps out. At this point, 2 of our best warriors have arrived, as well as our Beta and Gamma and the pack doctor. The doctor moves to the girl, and a warrior hands William some pants. I'm still swimming with Sophia in my arms to the edge. I get to the stairs and grab Sophia in both arms and carry her bridal style. She hugs my body for more warmth. She is so cold, her lips are a light purple and her body is shaking. "Is the girl fine?" she whispers into my neck. I swear my knees went weak when her breath fanned over my neck. How sweet is it that she cares more about the other girl than herself? She is with the pack doctor. He will take care of her. I say to her. She gripes me tighter, and I know she wants more warmth from my body. Sophia's POV. He's so hot. I try and pull his body closer to mine. Damn the werewolves with their natural warm bodies that withstand the cold temperature of the water. I feel 2 new hands slip in next to Grayson, and my eyes go to William. He throws a basketball short to Grayson. I rest my head on William's warm chest. Sparks are warming my body as I touch him. He puts my legs down and elopes my body with his hands. His firm arms are around my still cold body, and I place my hands behind his neck and salvage his warmth. I feel even more warmth on my back, and I see another set of firm arms elope me. Garrison. "We need to get her out of her soaked clothes and her body temperature up now," Grayson says. William agrees. In one swift movement, William picks me up again and starts to run with me in his arms. Grayson runs a little ahead of us. He clears a path for us and opens the door to their room. We enter their room, and William puts me down. "You need to get undressed," he says, and I nod. My clothes felt very heavy. I had my brown boots on with black jeans paired with a gray sweater and a champagne scarf and an army green parka. I take off the heavy, wet parka and then move to take off my shoes. But Grayson wraps his hands around my body from the back, and William moves to my boots. He starts to untie my laces and removes them. He then stands up and looks directly into my eyes. I press my back closer to Grayson's chest and still look into William's eyes. William drops his hands to my jean and start to unbutton them. I don't stop him. Recap. I take off the heavy, wet parka and then move to take off my shoes. But Grayson wraps his hands around my body from the back, and William moves to my boots. He starts to untie my laces and removes them. He then stands up and looks directly into my eyes. I press my back closer to Grayson's chest and still look into William's eyes. William drops his hands to my jean and start to unbutton them. I don't stop him. My head falls against William's chest, and I close my eyes as I ride out my pleasure. He wraps his arms around me, keeping me from sliding to the floor. Grayson moves away, but returns in a short while. He has a blue loofah in his hand, and he starts to wash my entire body. My eyes are still closed as I enjoy the feeling of them taking care of me. When we finish showering, Grayson places one of his massive shirt over me, and it stops just above my knees. William carries me to the bed and places me under the covers. He slides in next to me and Grayson on my other side. My head rests on William's chest, and Jackson is spooning me. And just like that, we fall asleep. Grayson POV. I feel amazing as I wake up. I haven't slept that good in a few weeks. I feel tingles run down my chest, and I see an arm slung over it. How is this possible that she looks so gorgeous in the morning? Riker purrs. I laugh at his silliness. She is just that beautiful, I say to him, and I see him nod his head at the back of my mind. I see William wake up, and he lets go of her waist as he props up onto his one elbow. He rubs his eyes and then smiles as he sees Sophia next to him. I place my left hand behind my head and grin at him. I guessed you slept well. I mind link him. He looks up at me and smirks. Since I slept next to an angel, I can't really complain, he says with a proud voice. Yesterday was the best day of my life, he says with a smug voice. I smirk when I start to think about what happened yesterday. I loved hearing her moan my name. Thank you, Moon Goddess, for giving us the sexiest mate ever. I internally yell. I was about to climb out of the bed, but Sophia throws her leg over mine, trying to stop me. I look at her and she is still sleeping. William tries to leave as well, but she grabs his one arm and pulls it down to her. I love how she also fells the mate bond. William and I decide to stay until she woke up. We both just waited and watched our beautiful mate. William's POV. We have been laying in the bed with Sophia for about 20 minutes. Grayson and I have been just staring at our beautiful mate. Sophia! Sophia! Someone yells and she automatically jumps up. Noah comes rushing in our room and the color is washed out of her face. He sees her and runs to her. He jumps onto our bed and tackles her in a hug. I feel how she starts to stress. "What's wrong, baby?" she asks with fear in her voice. I hated how she sounded now. She should never have to feel scared. I don't want her to. "I had a nightmare of Henry, so I went to your room to sleep with you, but you weren't there. I started to get scared and worried that Henry took you again. I feel how Ryder growls in my head. He's getting angry at the sound of how someone will take our mate. I thought he was hurting you again." The young boy continues. "Baby, I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm fine," she says and rubes his back. Who the hell is Henry? And is he the fucking IDOT who gave Sophia the scars? Grayson mind links me. I feel my anger raise at the thought of someone hurting her. We will talk to her later and find out. I link him back. Sophia's POV. Noah has calmed down and claimed off the bed. "Bilbo, why don't you go to the kitchen and I'll meet you there in a few minutes. Then we can make pancakes," I says, and he smiles before running to the door. Just as he is about to leave, he turns around and frowns at me. "Fifi, did you sleep her last night?" I blush as I realize that the twins are still in the bed with me. What happens is, the reason I'm here is, see, you know what, they also had some nightmares and I slept here so that they wouldn't be scared. I say, and I feel how my cheeks are as red as a tomato. The twins laugh at my answer and I slap their chest. "Oh, that's cool. Sometimes if I'm scared, Fifi plays with me until I'm tired again. You should try that next time," Noah says to the boys. "Don't worry, we did play with Sophia," Grayson says and smirks. I slap his arm and look at him with a shocked and smug expression. "Yeah, but she is the one that was tired at the end, even though we did the most playing," William says with just as smug expression. Grayson burst out laughing, and I hit them both behind the head. "Ouch," the both say and rub their sore heads. I smile at their pain, and Noah looks at me with confusion written all over his face. "You guys are weird," he says and walks out the door. After the door is shut, I'm pulled down by my shirt. William and Grayson are looking over me. "I think we should get you back for slapping us," they both say with a smirk. I laugh and squirm out under them. I walk to their closet. "Maybe next time don't joke about playing with me in front of my brother." I smirk and grab a hoodie out of their closet and pull it over Grayson Gray's shirt. The hoodie is a navy color, and it fits me like a dress would. I walk back into the room and I see the twins still in the bed. They look so cute with their bed hair and so sexy with their bare chest. They look at me and their faces are serious now. "Who is Henry and why would he hurt you?" William asks in a serious voice. I think he is a bit fearful and stressed for my answer. The color drains from my body as I hear that monster's name. I look at the groaned and answer them. "I'll tell you, but just not know and not hear," I say and leave the room so that they won't ask any other questions. "Be ready in an hour. We are taking you out," Grayson yells as I close the door. My stomach fills with butterflies. They're taking me out? What? After I fed Bilbo, I told him to go get dressed for school. Layla was going to drive him to schools. She and Sam have really helped me out these past few weeks with Bilbo. Hopefully next week when I start school, I would be able to take him. I look at the clock in the kitchen and see that I only have 25 minutes to get ready before the twins are taking me out. I don't know what yesterday means for us. I'm still their rejected mate, even though I really don't want to be. I don't know how I could possibly want someone who has hurt me so much in the past, but I do, and I hope that yesterday means they want me too. No, don't get your hopes up. Just go get ready, I tell myself and run up the stairs. I take a quick shower before I walk to my closet. I decide on a gray sweater dress and black thigh-high boots and a dark-toned colorful scarf. Stupid winter, making it harder to find a cute outfit. I put some mascara on and light pink lip gloss. I am happy with my outfit, since it looks pretty, but not like I tried too hard. I glance on last time into the mirror before I grab my handbag and walk downstairs. The pack house has been quiet since I got here. Sam says it's because most of the people are busy with school and training, but I think it's because the twins does not want everyone to know that I'm their mate yet, even though most, if not all, knew anyway. I feel a light pain on my heart as I think about this. Maybe with a bit more time, I'll meet the whole pack officially, or when school finishes. I stop thinking of everything when I see the twins looking fine AF at the bottom of the stairs. I stop in my tracks, and my eyes run over their sexy appearance. William is wearing all black with a nice dark green jacket, while Grayson was wearing black jeans with a kneed hoodie and a black denim jacket over that, and with nude shoes. I could not help but stared. "You ready to go?" William asks, and I nod. They lead me to a sexy gray Aston Martin. I gasped at the beautiful car in front of me. William moves into the driver's seat, and Grayson moves to the back door and opens it for me. I give him a small smile and climb into the car. As William started to drive, I stared out of the window and looked at the woods surrounding us. Everything was cover and show. It was beautiful. About 20 minutes later, we entered the town. We stop in front of a cute cafe. The cafe has a homey vibe and it's very warm, even though it's freezing outside. I walk in and a young girl walks up to us. "Morning, Alphas, table for 3?" she asks, and they nod. She leads us to a small table near the fireplace. I internally thank her. She gives me a small smile and I give one back. "What would you like to drink so long?" she asks with a full-tooth smile. "I would like a double espresso and my brother as well." "What would you like, Sophia?" Grayson asks. "Can I have a mega coffee strong, please?" I ask the girl. She nods and moves away. "You like coffee?" William asks, and I blush a bit. "You know how most people's body consists out of 70% water?" I ask and they frown, but nod. "Well, mine consists out of 70% caffeine," I say, and they laugh at my joke. I feel a little bit proud that I made them laugh. We talk and make jokes for a little while. Our waitress comes back with our coffees and asks what we would like to eat. After giving our orders, she leaves again. "Sophia, why did you come to Mystic Woods?" William asks with a straight face. I'm taken back by his question and I stare at the two men in front of me. I start, but I don't know what to say. I think for a moment as I sip on my coffee. The school here offered Noah and I bursaries. I say with no emotion, hoping they will change the topic. "And your family?" Grayson asks. "I guess not. My mom died when I was really young, and Noah's mom hit the road after he was born. Our father isn't really in the picture, so it's just Bilbo and I say with a blunt voice. They give each other a look before William continues. "Why isn't your father in the picture?" A quick flicker of anger runs through their eyes. Why are they getting angry at me? I sigh and rub my temples. My real father died, and I don't even know who he is, but my stepfather was not a real good dad. He mistreated me and Noah. After he put Noah in the hospital, I decided it was time we left. So about 2 or 3 months ago, we run away and moved here. I knew that Henry would come for us, so when I heard of the pack that is so big that it has its own little town, we moved here, knowing that he wouldn't be able to step on you guys' territory since he is a werewolf himself. That's why I moved here. It keeps Noah and I safe. I say in one breath and look at the ground. I am too scared to look into their eyes. This just proof that they were right. I am too weak. The table fell into silence after I dropped the bomb on them, and I was glad since I didn't want to hear what they think. I don't want pity, but I also don't want to be called weak. I look up and see Grayson opening his mouth to say something, but the cafe's door swings open and a young girl walks in. She had short black hair and grayish eyes. She wore moron leggings and a big black jacket. She also had a noise piercing. They twins' eyes darken, and a low growl escaped their throats. They stood up and walked towards her. They stop right in front of her and cross their arms over their chest. Anger is clear in their face. Sophia's POV. They stood in front of the girl and glared at her. "I'm sorry, but can I please pass?" she asked in a scared tone. "Why are you in this town?" William asked in a harsh tone. "I was hoping to go see a house that was on sale," she says and looks confused as to how this is any of their business. "I don't think a slut like you would like it here. If I were you, I would get back in my crap piece of car and fuck off." Grayson growled at her. His eyes turned darker with each passing second. If you leave now, bitch, you might leave with some dignity. William snaps. The people in the cafe all have huge smiles on their faces and nods with each word the twins say. We have no place for useless humans. Grayson finishes, and the girl has tears forming in her eyes. So that's why they are being mean to her, because she is a human. Pain starts to form in my heart. So after everything, they still think humans are pathetic and useless. I walk towards the girl and stop in front of the boys with my back facing them. Hey, my name is Sophia. Would you like to leave with me? I ask in a sympathetic voice. I hold out my hand and she takes it. We start to walk to the door, but Grayson grabs my arm. I glare about the twins. Where the hell are you going? William asks in a furious voice. I look at Grayson's hand holding my arm, and I rip my arm away and then give William one of my innocence's expressions. Well, you guys said you have no place for useless humans, so I'll be leaving with this nice girl who you are treating like shit for no good reason. I finish with a big smile and turn around and walk out of the cafe with the girl trailing behind me. My name is Grace Davis. The girl behind me says after we walked a few feet away from the cafe. I stop and apologize for the twins' behavior. We continue walking down the street and talk about why she is here. She's very energetic and outgoing. Why were they so mean? She asks, and I sigh. This town is very private and they hate newcomers. They are very judgmental and hard to please. I say in a matter-of-factly tone. Well, now I'm glad that I didn't just move here. Likely I have other options too, where I would like to go, but don't tell the townspeople. I think their hearts will break. She laughs out in a sarcastic voice. We fall back into normal conversation and reach her car. Once again, I am really sorry for the twins' rudeness. Hope you fit in more at the other town. I say and help her to get in the car. It's fine, but thank you. I really appreciate you standing up for me. Hope you don't get an earful. She says, and I laugh, since I know for a fact I will. We say our final goodbyes and she drives off. I know the twins are most likely still at the cafe, but I have no energy for them, so I continue to walk down the street, trying to clear my head. I soon stop in front of Bilbo's school and walk into it. I see him playing in the classroom with some of his new friends. He truly looks happy, and I am so happy to see him acting like a kid. He spots me and runs to me. I grab him into a bear hug, and he returns the hug. Want to get out of here? I ask, and gave him a sneaky smile. He nods his head and grabs his bag before he takes my hand and pulls me down the school's hall. Do you want to go to the park? He asks in an excited voice. I nod and we start to go to the town's park. I thought you were with the twins? Bilbo asks and looks up at me. They made me mad, so I left and decided that I would rather spend my time with my favorite brother. I say and swing him onto my back. I am your only brother. He laughs and we start to play I Spy. After a few minutes, we finally get to the park, and I'm so grateful since my heels are killing me. Bilbo jumps of me and runs to the slid. I sit on a bench and take off my heels. Bilbo shows me his new flips and tricks, that in all honesty sucks, but he looks so happy. This looks fun. I hear a girly voice say and turn to see Layla and Jennifer. I smile at them and they sit beside me. How did you guys find me? I asked. Did you really think my brothers would let you walk around alone? After they say you heading for the park, they mind link us and asked if we could keep an eye on you. Jennifer says in a duh tone. So first they say humans are useless, and then they give me not one but 2 babysitters. Glad to see nothing has chance. I say and try to keep myself calm, even though my blood is slowly starting to boil. They said that? No wonder you're pissed, but we are not your babysitter. They just thought you would like to talk to us and things have changed. Soph. Layla says, and I get even more mad. What has changed? They still think I'm a fragile little human and that I cannot protect myself. I'm still their rejected mate. In their eyes, I'm not good enough. To them, I am just a stupid, unwanted human. I yell to them. Layla sighs and rubs my back in a calming manner as my eyes start to tear up. Jennifer runs her hands down her face and huffs. Soph, our mother was a human. My dad loved her so much, and she was amazing, nice, and she always put everyone else first. But one day my dad had to leave for a pack meeting, and rogues attacked. She stepped up as a Luna and tried to protect the pack and her family. She hid me and my brothers in the back of her closet and made sure everyone else got to safety. But time was not on her side. Before she could hide herself, they came. She was human. She couldn't fight werewolves. She couldn't call for help through the pack link, so she just stood there and the rogues teared her apart. Someone called our dad, but he was too far away. My brothers left me in the closet and went to see what was happening. They saw our mother in pieces all over the kitchen, her bloody handprints on the walls, the knife she used to fight back, broken. They were just 12 years old. After that, they changed, and my dad changed also. He was so mean and ruthless about wolves having human mates. He forced the few who had human mates to move out of the pack territory and into the town with his terrible for a wolf, or he would make them change their mates to wolves, which mostly just ended up killing the wolf's mate. After years, he couldn't take it anymore, so he also killed himself, and Grisisan and William had to step up to be alphas, even though they were only 16. They may be mean and rude sometimes, but they would rather be mean to you than have you die. Jennifer finished and tears were running down her face. I felt so empty. I felt so bad for being so mean about everything. I knew about their dad being strict, but I never truly knew the reason why. I hugged Jennifer, and she cried even more. She calmed down, and I pulled away from her. She rubbed my cheek, and I realized she was rubbing a tear away. I need to go talk to them. Please look after Bilbo, okay? I have to make this right. I say goodbye to the girls and Bilbo before I leave to find the boys. Jennifer explained where I would find the twins, and after about 3 minutes, I saw them leaning against a building's wall. I locked eyes with them and gave them a shy smile as I placed my hair behind my ears. They walked towards me, and we met halfway. Listen about earlier. It is late. We should probably go back to the pack house, William said and walked past me to the car that was parked on the side of the road. Grayson nodded and followed William. What the hell? I'm trying to apologize and they are not even giving me the chance to. Grayson, William, I'm trying to tell you that Sophia, just leave it and get in, Grayson said and opened the back seat door before moving to the passenger seat. Why must they be so difficult? I throw my hands up in the air and climb into the car. They didn't speak the entire ride back. When we got to the pack house, I tried to speak to them again. Can I just please say something? I asked. No, it doesn't matter what you want to say because this was a mistake, William says. We shouldn't have taken you out, and yesterday shouldn't have happened. You are not our mate nor our Luna. Sarah will be our Luna. You will just stay here so that our wolves don't go crazy. Grayson says. All the heat leaves my body and I feel numb. I was stupid to think that they cared for my safety. They were not scared I would die. They were scared that their wolves would go crazy if I die. I climb out of the car and slam it close. I walk to my room and just sit on my bed. Is this really going to be my life? Just someone's tool. I just sat in my room and stared at the sun that is slowly setting. After a few hours, I hear shouts from downstairs. I run and see that Sam is carrying Layla and Jennifer bloody bodies. He puts them down on the ground, and I run and fall on my knees beside them. Layla's nose is bleeding, and Jennifer's eye is blue, and her neck has bruised as well. Her mouth is covered in blood. What happened to them? I ask Sam, and he gives me a broken look. I'm so sorry. We tried to stop him. I look down as Jennifer choked out more blood as she speaks. Sorry for what? Who did you try to stop? I ask in nervous voice. My stomach was in knots as I started to worry. Rogue, is all she says before passing out. I don't have time to respond because I hear hundreds of growls from outside. I stand up and run to the doors. I throw them open and my world ends. I scream and fall to my knees. No. In front of me was Noah in the arms of the monster, Henry. He stood there with a gun in his hands, the barrel pointing at Noah's head. I stand up and move to the end of the steps. I move to them, his eyes watching my every move. He was smirking. Henry knew that he could break my entire world if the pressed the trigger. I was at the bottom of the steps and my focus was broken as a hand grabbed my shoulder. I looked through my tears and saw Grayson and William. I looked at them and then looked around and saw 100 upon 100 wolves behind us. Grayson and William's pack. I stopped and looked into my brother's eyes. He was so scared. His nose also had a little blood running from it, and his eyes were red from crying. I'm sorry, Fifi. He cries out, and my legs become weak. Bilbo, look into my eyes. I promise you, you will be fine, okay? I say, the promise written in my eyes. Always so optimistic, aren't you? Henry says with a joyful voice. He pulls the hand that is holding the gun back and hits Noah straight on the head. Noah is immediately unconscious. Noah! I scream and run to him. I get pulled back and slam into William's chest. He holds my waist tightly as I try to run to Noah. Don't give him what he wants. Grayson whispers into my ears and I begin to settle down, knowing that he's right. What do you want, asshole? I yell at Henry as he keeps the gun on Noah's lifeless figure on the ground. He smirks and laughs at me. Ooh, honey, you know that you are all that I want. I'm giving you 20 minutes to go get dressed and then leave with me. If you do this, I promise to leave your brother alone. I'll only take you. He finishes with a smirk. William grips tightens on my waist, and Grayson steps in front of me in a protective way. Both their eyes are black, and they growl a fierce growl, making all the other wolves growl as well. Ah, honey, you have mates. How cute. I am either leaving with you or Noah. It's your choice, Sophia. 19 minutes left. Fine, I say through gritted teeth and push away from Jackson and William. I run up the steps and entire the pack house. I run to my room and move to my closet. I hear the twins behind me, but I just continue looking for Henry's outfit. I take out the black box in the back of the closet and open it. I take out the black lace lingerie set and black heels. Stop, you are not getting dressed in that. William spoke behind me. His voice sounded so broken. We will make a plan. Just wait, we can find a way to get Noah back and keep you here. The pack will destroy him. Just don't go. Grayson pleaded. I turned around and looked at my two mates. For the first time since I've been here, they truly looked as if they will break if I leave. Tears were slowly starting to form. I walked to them and they hugged me. I have to go. He will kill Noah, and that will just end up killing me. I whisper as I try to stop the tears from falling. Sophia, we rejected you because we thought it was the only way to protect you. We don't think you're weak or useless. We never meant any of what we said. Grayson said into my neck, and I couldn't hold the tears back anymore. I know, I say and pull out of the hug to look them in the faces. I have to go, but when Noah is out of danger, you can come look for me. I know you will be able to find me. I say and try to sound as hopeful as I can. If you were a wolf, you could talk to us through the mind link and your scent would be stronger, especially if you had our marks. William said with a doubtful tone. A light went off in my head and I got an idea. I think I have a plan. Mark me. Henry hasn't seen my neck and he's too far to be able to smell my scent anyways, so he won't know that you just marked me. I explain and my nerves are going crazy. Sophia, to mark your mate is a big deal. It can't just be done because it has to be done. It will only work if you want to be marked and if we want to mark you. William explains and grabs my hand. I want you guys to mark me. Do you want to mark me? I ask, nervous that they will reject me again. They both look at each other and turn back to me. Yes, they say in unison. I nod my head and they both move closer to me. Grayson moves the scarf out of the way while William pushes my hair back. They both start to plant light kisses on my neck and tingles run down my body. I grab onto their shirts as I feel their teeth sharpen. Grayson moves his hand to my mouth while William moves one of his hand to support my neck. At the same time, they bite into my neck. I scream at the pain, but Grayson's hands muffle them. After the twins marked me, I got dressed into the sexy lingerie set and put on the heels. I didn't even feel the cold winter air anymore. My body was just buzzing with sparks. I leave my hair down. I finish and step out of the closet. The boys' eyes turn pitch black when they see me and they give a low, husky growl. I feel a bit dizzy and tired after they marked me, so Jackson and William help me down the stairs. They leave my side when we got to the front door. I exit first and all the wolves look at me. Both the boys give a loud growl and the wolves' heads either turn away or look down. I slowly walk towards Henry, and I instantly get cold when I leave my mate's side. The winter air made the hairs of my body stand up, and I started to shiver. Honey, you look stunning, Henry said in a lustful voice. When I was almost near him, he grabbed my waist and spanned me into him. My back slams against his hard chest. My body betrays me and falls deeper into him, seeking his body heat. One of the wolves may fetch the boy now, Henry said with a bored tone. William moved closer, his eyes jumping from black to blue. He picked up Bilbo and walked back to the pack again. I hate that you smell like them, honey. We both now you should actually smell like me. Oh, well, we will have time to fix it, he says with a sick tone. He slips his hand under the lacy material and squeezed my breast. Both the twins shifted into their black wolves and growled in warning. No, 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 boys. Remember who has the gun, Henry says and presses the gun's barrel harder against my scale. A small whimper escapes my mouth and tears start to run down my face. Now this is how it's going to work. I am taking what's mine and leaving. You will not try to follow us. If I do, however, find out that you are, I'll cut a piece of her off for you to find. I'll probably start with her tones, since she will need her tongue and hands, he said and kissed the side of my head. Won't you, honey? He asked, and I try not to puke. I try and rip my head away from him and forces a kiss on my cheek. Another whimper escapes my mouth. Answer me, Sophia, he growls into my ear. Yes, I sob and he smirks. I look into my mate's eyes and I see that they want to kill Henry. I see how they want to get me back, and I see how much this is hurting them. Protect Bilbo. I will be fine, I try to say in a steady voice. Henry starts to pull me back, and I feel how my body is losing energy. With each step, I feel more dizzy. Henry moves back until he can't see the twins anymore, and the trees cover us. You are in so much trouble, you little slut. When we get back, I'm going to punish you so bad, even your mates won't recognize you, he says with anger radiating of him. I'm not yours. I don't belong to you. I say in between sobs, you are mine. You are my pet. You are mine to play with, you are mine to punish, and you are mine to control. I hope you had fun with your boy toys, since I'm going to fuck their touch out of you, he says as we near a black Jeep. He pushes me against the door and looks up and down my body. Oh, how I have missed this body. I can't wait to see it bleed, bruise, and burn again. We are going to have so much fun, he whispered into my ear, and I sob even more. He presses a cloth against my mouth, and I soon start to feel dizzy since the cloth has something on it. In a few seconds, I fall into a deep sleep. Grayson's POV. I can't feel her. When Henry took her, I felt how scared she was, but now I don't. What did he do? Go kill him now, my wolf yells in my head. He is stressed out. He keeps on pacing in my head. If we go to him now, he will kill her, Ryder. I growl at him. He is not helping. He is only making the situation worse. He just left the pack's territory. I hear my brother from behind me. William looks as if he is about to pass out. His wolf is clearly also on his case. I can't believe he was dumb enough to park his Jeep in the territory and didn't expect us to find it. I scoff at how stupid Henry was. Did he really think we wouldn't send some wolves to look through the rest of the territory? I'm just grateful he did, since we have an easy way to track him now. We need to get her soon as possible, Grayson. I can't lose her, William says. I know he is right. I know. I won't allow us to lose her. I need her just as much as you do, brother, I say in a sympathetic voice and grip his shoulder. Now we just wait. After I woke up, I was in an underground prison cell. My hands were chained above my head to the wall, and my feet were also chained to the wall. My wrists were already bleeding from the metal cutting into my skin. My neck was on fire and hurt like hell from the twins marking me. The cell I was in was not really big, but also not small. The cell smelt of death and rotten things. There was a table with torture tools in the cell and a single bed that had an old mattress with bloodstains all over it. The room was so cold, but I liked it since my body felt like it was on fire. Other than my wrist, I had no other injuries yet, but my neck burned from where the twins marked me. My eyelids felt heavy as I try to keep them open, and my head is running with questions that needs answers. You are finally awake. Good. I hear the person from my nightmares say. I try to lift my head to look at him, but I have no energy. I feel a stinging pain across my face after he slaps me. He grabs my jaw and lifts my head so that I could look him in the eyes. How dare you run from me? How dare you let Does Mutts mark you? You are mine and mine alone, Henry yells through gritted teeth. I only look at him, since I couldn't find any energy to talk. He slams my head into the wall behind me, and I immediately knew that my skin split, since I could feel the blood running down my neck, even though it hurt. The pain wasn't so bad. The only real pain I was feeling come from my mating marks. As if Henry read my thoughts, he runs a finger over my marks. The pain increases, and I scream as it feels like someone is burning me. He stops and smiles. My eyes have become blurry with unshaded tears. "You are a stupid bitch. You will regret letting them mark you. After I'm done with you, you will beg me to kill you, and best of all is that they will feel how in pain you are." He laughs out, and sadness forms in my heart. I don't want them to feel my pain. That was never a part of my plan. Guilt washes over me as I realize my mistake. Henry presses my head against the wall and places his head in between my head and shoulder. Every time his breath hits my neck, it feels like a dozen needles are stabbing me. He moves closer to the place where the twins mark me, and he places a small kiss on it. "Stop!" I whisper, scream out of breath, after I finally find my voice. My mating mark feels like it is being touched by acid. "If you didn't want to feel this pain, you should have let those mutts marked you." He hisses out. I feel a rush of anger pass through me as he calls the twins mutts. He moves to the other side of my neck and starts to give sloppy kisses on my other mating mark. I scream as it feels like his lips are razor blades cutting into me. He licks over my neck, and I scream again. He laughs at my pain, and I feel how some of my tears run down my face. "If you thought before you run away was bad, you are mistaken. I'm going to show you what true pain is," Henry says as he steps away from me. He moves to the table with the torture tools. He takes a small but sharp knife. He traces the sharp point down from my arms to my neck and stops when he reaches my chest. A voice rang down the prison halls. He growls in disapproval, but I silently thank them. "What the fuck do you want?" He growls, and a man appears from the halls. I can't see him very well, since there is only a small dim light in the room. "We have a problem," his calm voice say, and Henry look furious. He takes a few short breaths and then looks into my eyes. "We'll finish this later, princess," he says with a lustful glint in his eyes. When both the men leave, I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. I really hope the twins didn't feel that. I silently pray. William's POV. One of our warriors and trackers were following Sophia and Henry, but we told them to stop when they entered a rogue pack territory. Grayson and I was busy planning a way to get Sophia back. Grayson suddenly fell to the ground and grunted in pain. I moved to him, but my legs gave in after the first step. My neck was burning and my chest felt like a truck was resting on it. I struggled to breathe and the pain just became worse. My wolf roars out in pain, and I soon hear Grayson's wolf also growl in pain. Sam comes running into our office and tries to help us. I feel my wolf servicing and another growl erupts from my chest. Just as I was about to give control to my wolf, the pain stops. My chest fills with air and my head stops spinning. I look at Grayson and his pain also stopped. He stands up and throws our chair against the wall before roaring in his alpha tone. I move to him and places my hand on his shoulder. "Breath, brother," I say in a calm voice and watch as his chest rises and falls. After a few seconds, he calms down and I feel how his anger turns into sadness. "It was her pain," he whispers, and my heart breaks. He was right. The pain we felt was from her being hurt. My wolf cries for her, and I feel how water start to form in my eyes. I quickly shut them and try and calm myself. "We will find her and make Henry pay for what he did to her," I say and mean it as a promise. "He will have a slow death." My brother promises as well, and we nod to each other. "We are coming, Sophia." It has been 3 days since Henry took me. I don't know why the boys were taking so long in finding me, but I had a feeling of they don't come soon. Something bad will happen. The first day, Henry kept his promise and came back later that day and finished what he started. The second day, I woke up tied to bed, but I managed to break my ropes and get out of the prison cell. I didn't get far, though, since Henry catches me. For punishment, I got 30 wipe latches, and afterwards he poured alcohol over my wounds. Today, I was woken up by him rapping me again, and when I bite him, I got a brutal beating. So right now, I'm laying on the floor, my bare chest pressed against the cold segment floor. I stare at my blood on the floor. My arms had long gashes on them, and my wipe latches reopened, and my nose felt broken. I love the coldness of the floor. It helps ease the pain. I also think I have a fewer because I was sweating and my body was so hot, it almost felt like it was on fire. I press myself deeper against the floor as I feel pain run up my back. A small squeal escapes my mouth. The pain increases and I shut my eyes, hoping it would stop soon. I finally let out a scream when the pain becomes unbearable. I hear my bones break. How is this possible? I stare as I see my fingers break in an unnatural way and shifts into a weird position. I scream again and try to move to my bed. As I crawl, I feel my eyelids become heavy, and soon the pain overtakes my consciousness and I fall into a deep sleep. Henry's POV. I was so happy. I finally had everything. I had a rogue pack, which had about 170 wolves in. I had Sophia back, and I could use and abuse her like I wanted to. I had everything my control, and it felt great. Alpha King, I hear someone call. I loved hearing that name. I made my pack call me that, since I knew I was better than all the other alphas. Yes, I call from my office, and Frederick, my beta, entered. We have a problem at the underground prison. It's Sophia, he says and looks worried. What happens to her? I ask and stand up from the back of my desk. We don't know. She started to scream, so I send 3 prison guards down, and when they hadn't reported back, I send more down and just come and see for yourself, he says and walks out of my office. I follow him to the front of the house. I stop in my tracks as I see the scene before me, a trail of body parts laid in front of the underground prison gate. It was the body parts of the guards. They were ripped to shreds. Where is Sophia? I ask my bait in a shaky voice. I think she is still down in her cell, he says, but the uncertainty in his voice makes fear run down me. She is my only bargaining chip. If she dies, the alphas would kill me for sure. Every time they get close to our territory, I tell them to leave or I kill Sophia. Go check, I say to him and push him down the front door steps. He slowly makes his way down to the gate and he enters the prison with caution. I wait a few minutes before I hear him scream rapidly. I move closer to the front door and fear starts to entire my chest. A huge white wolf walks out of the prison. The wolf has Frederick's head in its snout. It growls when it locks eyes with me. I run into the house and lock the door. All warriors to the front door. I shout and soon my warriors are in front of me. Attack the wolf! I yell as the white wolf breaks down the door. One by one, the warriors shift and attack the beast. I run up the stairs and hide in my office. I hear the screams of the pack members and of things breaking and being thrown around. After a few minutes, the commotion becomes silence. I slowly walk out from behind my desk and stare at my door. Before I could even do anything, the door flies of its hunches and breaks into splitters. The white wolf stands in the door frame, its once white coat red and black with blood of my pack members. It slowly moves to me and I move backwards. Its ice-cold blue eyes watching my every move. Who are you? I state her as my back hits the wall. The wolf stops in front of me. It shifts halfway and my eyes grow wide with shock. How is it pause? My sentence is cut of as it attacks me with its claws and cannies. Grayson POV. Today will be our 3rd attempt to save Sophia. Each time we get close, someone messes up and we get caught. This time we had a step-by-step plan. Each and every pack members knew exactly what to do. We slowly move to the rogue's territory, and as we get closer, a weird smell hangs in the air. Something isn't right. William mind links me. Everyone take extra precaution and be on high alert. Something might be going on. I link the rest of the pack, and William and I move forward with our pack behind us. As we get closer, I realize the smell is blood. It's blood. I link to William. He stops and smells the air. It is a lot of blood? He links me with a frown on his face. We start to get worried, so we walk a bit faster, and when we reach the pack house, my eyes widened. Dozen upon dozen body parts are laying on the lawn. The grass is covered in blood, and the pack house is on fire. We move closer to the pack house, and something is moving in the house. No, not something. Someone. Sophia. Sophia's POV. I wake up on the ground of someone's bedroom. My body is sore all over, and I feel extremely weak. Smoke fills my nose, and I feel. Slowly get up. Empty gasoline bottles are laying on the bedroom floor. I walk as fast as my body will let me to the bed, and I grab the bedspread. I cover my naked body and walk out of the room. I almost faint as I see the scene in front of me. Dead people are all over the place. It looks like they were attacked by a beast. My focus returns when I piece of the roof walls down, and it was on fire. I hurry to the staircase and move downwards. When I reach the entrance of the house, I want to puke. There are so many body parts and blood. People heads ripped off, blood smeared on the walls. It looked like a real horror show. I try to focus on the front door. Just get out of the house, I tell myself. When I reach the front door, I see my mates. They're here. They're finally here. Did they do all this? They move closer to the front door, and when I try to walk down the steps, I feel my legs buckle. My body finally feels the full effect of the trauma it went through, and my knees slam onto the stairs, and pain shoots up my body. My body slams against the cold segment. The pain soon fades when I feel the warmth feeling of my mate's arms around me. Grayson looks into my eyes, worried written all over his face. He lifts me up, and I feel William try to cover me up with the bedsheet. "You came," I whisper to them, relief taking over my body. "Of course we did," William says and looks down at me. I lay my head on his chest, and for the first time in a very long time, I feel completely safe. I close my eyes, and darkness soon consumes me. As I woke up, I felt a happiness run through me. I slowly sit up, since my body is still hurting. I am in one of the boys' navy shirts, and it smells amazing. I look around me, and I feel so safe. Henry can't hurt Noah, and I anymore, is all that runs through my mind. "Wait, Noah!" With a new kick of adrenaline, I shoot off the bed and rip the bedroom door open. I run down the hall to his room, but it's empty. I run down the stairs into the living room, and there he was, my little angel. He was sitting on the couch, his hands in his hair, his face covered in worthiness. I just stared at him for a while, looking at the small boy that I have taken care of since the first day. The boy I taught to walk and talk. The boy I helped with homework and problems. The boy that was my entire world was safe and sound. But now he didn't need me to help him with problems. He didn't need me to hold his hand as he walks. He didn't need me to protect him. Instead, all it looked like he needed was to know that I am here and that I will always be here for him. I feel tears run down my face as all our memories run through my mind. "Noah," I whisper, and his head shoots up. "Fi-fi!" he yells and runs to me. I fall to my knees and stretch out my hands. He jumps into my arms and he falls onto his knees as well. I feel his tears run down his face and drop on my one open shoulder. "I'm here, Bilbo. I am here." I say to him in a soft voice. He hugs me tighter as he sobs louder. "I love you so much," he cries out, and I rub converting circles on his back. "I love you more," I weep out. "Sophia," I hear a voice behind me. I turn to see that Layla, Sam, and Jennifer were standing there. I saw Layla's and Jenny's eyes starting to form tears, and this caused more sobs to flow out of me. "Guys," I yell and run to them. We have a long, big group hug. Can't breathe. I say in a dramatic and joking manner after a few seconds, and we pull out of the hug white, small laughs. Layla's green eyes are bright from the crying, and even Sammy looks as if he shed a tear. "You must be starving. Let's go get you some food," Jenny says and starts to walk to the kitchen. Before I could even give an answer, my stomach grumbles. Noah holds my hand as we walk to the kitchen, and Layla hooks in on my other side. It felt so good to be with people who care about me. After we all stopped crying and calmed down, we made some food. Well, more like they made food and made me sit and watch, since they didn't want to overwork meself. They made some French toast and bacon. We all sat down and enjoyed our food, and Layla and Jennifer debated who should keep first watch over me. I told them it wasn't necessary, but they want to make sure I'm okay. After they finished the food and debate, we went into the living room and just had normal conversations. I realized that I haven't seen the twins at all, and my curiosity got the better of me. "Where are the alphas?" I ask, and everybody face drop. After a moment of silence, Sam finally answered me. "They are back at the rogues' territory. They're at the pack house where you were found," he said, and I felt like I just had more questions now. "Why are they there? Are they busy with Henry's pack?" I asked, and the room filled with tension. "Sophia, what do you remember from when you were there?" Jennifer asked. "I know I was kept in a prison cell. I know I was kept there for 3 days, and I don't actually know how I got out. The last thing I remember was that my body ached. I hurt so bad that I passed out, and when I woke up again, I was on a bedroom floor. Um, I was naked and there was a fire. The pack house was on fire, so I got a bed sheets and tried to get outside. The rogues were gone. No, not gone. They were dead. I think they got attacked because they were in pieces. I made it outside and I saw the twins. That's all I can remember. My memory is a bit foggy. I say and felt an energy rise up in me as I try to remember what exactly happened. Do you know what attacked you? Do you know how you got out of your cell and in a room? Layla asked. I try to remember, but before I could say anything, an amazing smell run through the room. William's POV. We spent the entire day at the rogues' territory. We tried to see what exactly happened, but we didn't find any answers. After another hour or two, we decided to go back to the pack house. We wanted to make sure that Sophia was okay and see if she awake yet. Grayson told some of our worries to stay and bury the rogue pack members and also to look for Henry's body. We both knew he was dead, but Grayson just needs some proof so that he knows it for a fact. We arrived at the pack house and immediately wanted to go to our room where we left Sophia, but I smelt something. It smelt like Sophia's scent, but different. It smelt better. I saw that Grayson also smelt it, and we followed it. It led to the living room, and then it hit us completely. It was our mate's smell, but just so much better. It felt like I could get high of the smell. Sophia noticed us, and her eyes locked with ours. Those beautiful green eyes. She stood up and walked to us. I was still caught in the high, so I just started at her like a moron. Sophia's POV. It smelled like a dream. It made me feel happy in existence. I turned to see the twins. Mates, an unfamiliar voice shouted in my head. My body stood up on its own and walked to them. I felt like I had no control. I stopped in front of Grayson and William. They both looked so sexy and cute. They were staring at me, and my entire body felt like jello. Without my control, my mouth opened and spoke a word that surprised myself. Mine! Grayson's POV. Mine. Shivers run down my spine as Sophia says that word. Her aura is different. It's more powerful. She looks so stunning. She might just be in a navy shirt, but her skin looks more tanned and her lips more plump. Her green eyes have golden specks in them. She looks healthy and happy. She shuts her eyes and smells the air. Her eyes open and they have a gold ring around it. She softly places her soft palm on my cheek and sparks fly. Her touch has never affected me so much. As if shocked by the sparks, she quickly draws back her hand, and her eyes turn back to green. She loses focus and stumbles back a bit. William is quick and presses his hand on her back to support her. His other hand moves to her arm, and he looks stunned. The sparks are affecting him too. His eyes grow darker, and hers form a gold ring again. She smells different, and her touch is different too. My brother stats through our link. Maybe it's because we marked her, I say, but it comes out as a question. She shakes her head and moves out of William's hold. Sorry is all she says before turning around and moving back to the couch in the living room. We follow her and sit on another couch. Hey guys, how did it go? Sam asked, and all the attention was on us. Well, we think another rogue pack attacked them and slaughtered them. We don't know who though, William said. But why not kill Sophia then? Jennifer asked, and both of us growl. We don't know. We think that there wasn't enough time. Maybe when we got there, they became scared, I said while clenching my jaw. But Sophia, you'll have to stay with us or have gardens for a while, just to make sure you are completely safe, William said. My stomach got butterflies when I realized this meant we got more time with her. I looked at her to see if she was also as happy as I was, but she just kept her head down and just nodded. Why is she sad? Is she mad at us? Sophia, can we speak to you alone, please? I asked, and she just nodded while keeping her head down. Come on, Noah. Let's go make something to eat for later, Layla said to Bilbo and took his hand and led him to the kitchen. Jennifer and Sam followed shortly. Sophia's POV. Why did they want to speak to me alone? Can they not just leave me alone? Listen, I know you went through a lot, so if you want to speak about anything with us, you can, William says in a soothing tone. I'm okay, I say truthfully. I didn't need to speak about what happened right now. Why are you mad at us? Is it because we took a while to save you? Grayson asks in a concerned tone. I scoff at his questions. I wasn't mad because of that. I just got upset when I said mine. They're not mine. Even though we went through so much, they still rejected me. I am still the useless human. They are probably going to choose Sarah to be the Luna. They want her, not me. No, ours. A voice in my head yelled, "What is going on with me? They're not mine. They want her." Jealousy started to build in my heart, and I got so frustrated. Why do they care? Why can they not just leave me alone? I'm back now, so you can stop caring. You can focus on Sarah and other things that you actually want. I am sorry for the short inconvenience of my kidnapping, but I'm fine and back. You can go back to Sarah and start to ignore me again. I tried to say in an emotionless tone, but some hurt and jealous leaked through. The twins looked more shocked than anything else. I didn't want to be near them. I don't want to look at something that wasn't mine or talk to something that wasn't mine. I stand up and walk to the kitchen. Layla and Jennifer were busy making a salad while Sam threw grapes in Bilbo's mouth. Well, tried to. They all give me a smile, and the boys walk in shortly after me. As William was about to say something, the devil itself walked in. There she was, in all her glory, Sarah fucking Gray. She looked stunning. She wore a blue sports bra, her breast almost falling out. She also had some blue booty shorts on. Her legs looked so long and firm, and her ass was full on display. Her minions follow behind her. Attack her, the voice in my head growled. What no? What am I thinking? She sees the alphas and runs up to them. She slings her arms around Grayson's neck and presses her breast against his chest. Okay, maybe now I can attack her. Grayson awkwardly pulls away, and she moves on to do the same with William. He botches her and pretends he is getting something from the fridge. She turns and finally acknowledges me. I give her my bitch's face, and she easily gives me on back. Ag, why are you back? Did the rogues rejected you as well? She says and gives a smirk at the end. I grab the marble kitchen table and focus on grabbing the marble instead of her neck. Sarah, both twins growl. She turns to them and gives an innocent smile. I'm only playing baby. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my scratch mark. She walks to them and pulls down her bra strap, showing even more of her breast. It looks bad, right? She says in a dramatic voice and looks me straight in the eyes as she smirks. Kill her. Kill her now, the voice yells. I am starting to agree with the voice. I want to show her what the black hood is made of. I feel my body start to heat up. Maybe if you guys give it a kiss, it will get better, she says seductively. That bitch. Sarah, now is not a good time, Grayson says and gives her a small punch to the exit. Bye. Fine, but I really miss you guys. It has almost been a week since you last slept over. Maybe you could come tonight? She asks and bits her finger in a sedative way. They slept with her. Are they complete morons? I feel my blood boil and a pain starts to spread from my heart. I hear a snapping sound and look down to my hands. I broke the corner of the marble table. Break her neck like that, the voice says, and I feel my hands itching for her neck. Shock covers her expression for a millisecond before she smirks again and moves next to William. William was still staring at the broken corner, and Sarah took this to her advantage. She grabs his face and gives him a kiss. Something in me breaks, and I lose all control. Grayson's POV. I stared at Sophia's hands. It was still holding a piece of table. I didn't even realize Sarah moving, but I felt hate, pure hate, enter my heart and my head shot up. I saw Sarah's lips on William's. He was mad, but it wasn't his hate I felt. It was hers. It was Sophia's. I turned to her. She dropped to her knees and screamed. Pure pain flowing out of her scream. She glared at the floor and deep marks were left on the marble floor. She lets out another scream, but this is not just a scream, but also a growl. I hear her bones breaking, her muscles tearing and reforming. Her head shoots up, and her once broken and sad green's eyes are now half golden with rage and power shining out them. Her eyes lock on Sarah. Sarah notices and gives a fearful whimper before she yells at her minions to move so that she could get out of the kitchen. All of them start to run to the exit. The breaking of bones stop, and Sophia rises of the ground. She didn't shift into a wolf. No, she didn't shift completely. Her teeth were now canines, and she had long, sharp claws. Her ears were pointed, and her eyes a bright gold with some green in them. Sophia looks like a predator after its prey. She moves to the exit, and Jennifer tries to stop her. She slams straight onto Jennifer's chest. This caused Jenny to fly across the room, her back hitting the wall. Sam runs to see if she is okay. Luckily, her wind was only hit out. William and I run after Sophia, who is busy chasing Sarah. Sarah runs down the stairs and tries to head to the woods. Sophia jumps from the steps and jumps over Sarah, stopping in front of her. She smirks and growls. Haven't you been quite nasty? Unknown POV. Haven't you been quite nasty? I look at the person standing before me and all I feel is anger. How could someone think that this Sarah bitch was better than my human? I want to kill her. She hurt my human, she touched my mates, and she is just a sad excuse for a wolf. I growl with all my anger, and she starts to whimper. I hear running from afar, and soon many pack members show up. It's the first time that my human and I have ever seen so many of the twins' pack. They form a circle around Sarah and I. They make a path and the twins walk to the front. I calm down a bit when I see them. Who are you? Grayson asks in a confused and shocked tone. I am Kendra. Sophia is my human, and I am her wolf. I say with great pride. How is this possible? Sophia is human. William's words run through the silence. Sophia was beaten from a young age. It took too much of my power to try and heal her all the time. A few years back, Sophia almost died after Henry's wolf attacked her. It took everything in me to save her. After that, I became too weak to do anything. I started to fade away. Only when you marked us did I finally have enough energy to rise. I stat. I was not ashamed to talk about the abuse we received. Most days it would make me proud to see how Sophia would sacrifice herself to protect those who she loved. It just showed me what great leader she would be. What are you? Someone in the crowd yelled. A smirk was beginning to grow on my lips. I am a Lucan princess. I have lived many lives, and now I am one of few left of my species. I yell out to make sure everyone could hear me. Hundreds of gasps were heard after my statement. After a moment, people started to yell, Lies! Lucans are extinct. Liar! Kill this imposter. They all died after the Great War. Anger started to fill me. How dare these pups disrespect me? My blood started to boil, and I felt my bones shift. I give a small growl and let my body shift into its true form. The people stopped yelling and all stared at my wolf. I am a pure white wolf with gold eyes. I growl with all my might and power, and all the people fall onto their knees, except the twins. I am Princess Kendra. My father was the first ever Lucan. You will show me respect. I growl between my teeth. I look to all the pack members on their knees, and satisfaction soon takes the place of my anger. My eyes stop when they land on Sarah. I slowly move towards her and stop right in front of her. You are a disappointment. I feel sorry that your wolf has such a disgrace of a human. I say, and she whimpers even more. Leave. I yell at the entire pack, and they all quickly move to their feet and start to run in the opposite direction. William's POV. I just stared at Kendra. She was so beautiful. When she growled, everyone fell to their knees, and I even had to try my best not to fall to my own knees. The power that was surrounding her was overwhelming. How is this possible? Lucans should be existing. I don't understand any of this. After she ordered everyone to leave, she sifted back in her human form. Her eyes were still pure gold, so I knew that she hadn't given Sophia control yet. Her eyes locked on ours and my heart started to race. Her body was amazing. She was no longer just flesh and bones, but had toned muscles as well. Her chest looked amazing, and I so badly just wanted to attack her with my mouth. My blood run to my lower area, and I could feel how my pants start to get a little bit more stiffer. Bro, I got a little situation down there. I quickly mind-link Grayson. I have the same situation. He mind-links me back. I look at Kendra and a smirk has formed on her lips. Mate's hot, my wolf purrs. Did he really just purr? Didn't expect you guys to be this happy to see me, she says in a heavenly voice. I just stare at her. Neither I or Grayson had an idea of what to say. Is someone going to offer me some clothes? She said and rolled her eyes. Grayson quickly takes off his shirt and hands it to her. She pulls it over her eyes and smells the shirt. Not what I had in mind, but I'm not complaining, she says and runs her eyes up and down Grayson's body. He quickly places his hands in front of his bulge in his pants. She gives a small laugh and lightly slaps his chest before she walks past us and moves up the stairs. Grayson and I just look at each other with a dumbfounded frown on both our faces. When we finally found our brains again, we both run into the house and looked for Kendra. She was halfway up the stairs when we stopped her. Where are you going? I quickly blurred out. Since it was only my second time shifting into my wolf form in this body, I'm quite tired, so I'm going to go take a nap, she says in a motionless tone. Second time? When was your first time? Grayson asked. When we were kidnapped. At first, I didn't have enough strength, but when I felt Sophia's pain and hurt, I knew I had to get her out of there. So I shifted and attacked the pack that kidnapped us. Who else did you think killed them? She says and yawns at the end. She looked so cute and innocent as she rubs her eyes, as if she didn't just confess to killing an entire pack. There were almost 200 rogues. You couldn't have killed them all, Grayson says with confusion. I have fought in the Great War and in many others. Killing those awful rogues would have been a warm-up back in my time, she says with pride before turning around and heading back up the stairs. When she was no longer in sight, I turned to my brother. What the hell just happened? Kendra's POV. I slowly stretch out my tired limbs as I wake up. I feel a small body pressed against me, and I turn around to find Noah. His small hands were across my stomach, and his head was on my chest. I run my fingers through his hair, and he slowly starts to wake up. Fifi, he says as he yawns and rubs his eyes. He sits up and looks at me. A frown forms on his face. Your eyes are gold? He says in a confused tone. My name is Kendra. I am your sister's wolf, I say in a soft tone. But Fi isn't a werewolf, he says and looks even more confused. No, she is a Lucan. I am one of the first ever shifters. It is a very long story, and I don't think you will understand it, but all you need to know is that I would never ever hurt you, Bilbo. You are my brother as well, and I will always protect you, just like Sophia does. Okay? Okay, Kendra, but when will Sophia be back? He asks. I am afraid she won't be back for a little while. After everything she went through, she needs a little bit of time, but she loves you so much. She just needs to rest. But don't worry, I'll be here the entire time, I say in a soothing tone and place a small kiss on his forehead. Okay, just tell her to get better soon. I really miss her. I miss my sister, he says, and his eyes get a little foggy. A pang of hurt formed in my heart for the little boy. She misses you so much, too. Just give her a little time, I say to him, and he nods. I give him a hug, and he gives me a hug back. If I remember correctly, you love pancakes? I ask, and he nods again. So what about we go make some? I say, and his head shoots up. Yes, please, he yells, and the fogginess disappears from his eyes and a smile takes its place. He grabs my hands and drags me of the bed and down the stairs into the kitchen. Strawberry pancakes or chocolate pancakes? I ask as I turn on the stove. He scratches his head and looks as if he is making the toughest choice ever. Both, he says with a full-teeth smile, and I laugh at his cuteness. Then let's start. Grayson POV. I slowly start to wake up, and I groan out in frustration. I slept terribly. My wolf was up all night, telling me to go to his mate. The mate bond grew stronger, since Ryder and Riker have communicated with Kendra, and since we marked her, our wolves could communicate through links. Williams walks out of the bathroom and falls onto the bed. Didn't get much sleep? I ask with a tired voice. He just groans. Give me control. I want to talk to mate, Riker growls. Fine, but then afterwards you have to stop with the fucking howls and growls. I snap at him. Fine, he says, and I slowly move to the back of my mind as he takes over my body. I turn to William, and I see his eyes are black. Giving your wolf control as well? I ask him through the mind link. It's the only way to get him to shut up, he says back before closing the link. Riker's POV. Ryder and I move down the stairs and into the kitchen, following our mate's sweet scent. When we enter the kitchen, she stiffens and then relaxes. She turns around and flashes a beautiful smile. She stops washing the dishes before she runs around the counter and jumps into my arms. I bury my nose in the crock of her neck and inhale her amazing scent. I put her down before she moves to Ryder. He picks her up and spins her around as he hugs her. A cute giggle leaves her as Ryder rubs his nose on his mark. How gorgeous my mark looks on you, he says in a rough voice. I love it just as much, she says as her cheeks become a shade pinker. Where is the little one? I ask and move to go sit down on one of the bar stools. He has school. Layla and Sam just took him before you came, she says and moves back to the dishes. Ryder moves next to me and sit on the other bar stool. Did they say anything about you still being in control? Ryder asks. She empties out the sink and moves towards us. No, they were just really glad to meet me, and I told them how thankful I was for their friendship with Sophia. She finishes and sits on my lap. I turn sideways so that I am facing Ryder and the mutt. I turn her so that her back is against the table and she is sitting sideways on my lap. She reaches out with her one hand and takes Ryder's hand. "How do you get your humans to give you control?" she asks as Ryder kisses her hand. "We complained a lot," I say and give her a devilish smile, and she lets out a heart-melting laugh. "How is Sophia?" I ask. Even though I love spending time with Kendra, I still miss Sophia. I never wanted our humans to reject her. She is sad and scared. She didn't feel the rejection as much, but now since I have arrived, she feels the pain completely. She is also angry at your humans for sleeping with that other girl and not wanting her because she was just a human. She is also scared of not being just a human anymore, and she feels lost. Kendra says with sympathy in her eyes, "My heart breaks for Sophia pain. We never wanted our humans to reject her, even before we knew you were here. But I know you will help her get through the pain." Ryder says to her, and she gives him a small smile. "She is a strong girl. She just needs time." Kendra says with hope, "You will just have to get your humans in line." She says, and I knew from her tone that she was also mad at them. They care for her. They are just showing it in the most stupidest ways. They say, and I roll my eyes. The conversation stopped there, and we just enjoyed being in each other's presence. One day, our humans will be like this. They just need to get their heads on straight. Kendra's POV. I have been in control for a week now, and I am starting to worry. I keep trying to push Sophia forward so that she can retake control, but she either fights and screams or she just collapsed and cries. She is in so much pain that even I am starting to become weak. Right now, she is just sitting in the dark part of my head, almost as if she is trying to fade away with the darkness. I knew she was sad, but this is different. "Sophia, how are you feeling?" I try to reach her through our bond, but she just blocks me out. "Please don't shut me out. I want to help you." I plead with her, but I get nothing. She doesn't respond, and I sigh. I lowly get out of bed, and I feel how weak our human body is starting to become. It isn't healthy for the wolf to be in control of the human's body for this long. I move to the closet and grab one of the twins' hoodies that Sophia had. I put my hair up in a high ponytail and walk downstairs. I see Layla, Jenny, and Sam sitting in the living room. I walk to them and plop down next to Layla. I cuddle with her, and she rubs soothing circles on my arm. "How's Sophia?" Sam asks with sympathy. "I think she's getting worse. She doesn't respond at all anymore, and I don't know how to help her," I say truthfully. "Maybe we should take to Bilbo?" Jenny suggested. "I mean, she loves that boy with her entire heart, so maybe if she sees how much he misses her, she would come back." Jenny continues. "We could try that. I really just want her back. All we need then is to find Noah and—" "Find me for what?" Noah says while cutting of Sam. Noah spots me and walks towards me. I stretch out my arms and he sits on my lap. I care so much for this damn boy, I thought to myself. "Bilbo, do you mind helping us with something?" I ask him. "With what should I help?" he asks. "Well, see, I am not really supposed to be in control of Sophia's body for this long, and she doesn't want to take control again, so I was hoping you could speak to her and ask her to be in control again." I say with a smile. "Nope," is all he says while popping the pea. "No? But why? Don't you miss Sophia?" I asked, shocked at his reaction. "I miss her a lot. I love Fifey so much, and I want to talk to her all the time, but she is sad. She has always been the one to take the punch. When we were with Henry, she would be the one that always got hurt. Then when she took care of me, she worked her butt off and stayed here, even though everyone was mean to her, and then she came her, and then the big twin boys made her sad and hurt her all the time. But she did everything for me. But now I am safe. I play games with Sam and Layla, always bakes me the most yummiest stuff, and Jenny helps me with school. Fifey always had to do that with me and more, and now she doesn't. She is very tired and has always pushed her feeling away so that she could focus on me, but now all her emotions are catching up to her. So I won't help you because she needs time. She will come back when she is ready." Layla, Jenny, Sam, and I just stare at the small boy in my lap. Sophia always said he was grown up for his age, but this was just so wow. He truly is a little smartass. I lean down and kiss his forehead. You are right, Bilbo, I say. I was true hate Bibi said she has gone through he and back and never had the time to mourn for any of her losses and her pain. Now she did. I understand now. Take your time. Just know that you're not alone. You are so amazing and wonderful. You are a pure soul and you have a heart of gold. Just remember that you are not alone anymore. You have me, and I will not leave you. We are one. We are queens. I say to Sophia through the link, and she, for the first time in a week, gives me a small smile. After Noah's shocking speech, we decided to rather just enjoy our time, so all of us went outside and played some soccer. It was starting to become summer again, which was great. After Noah, Jenny and I kicked Sam and Layla butts. We went in and had a friends marathon. As we all laughed together, I could feel Sophia becoming a bit less sad, which gave me a light bulb idea. She is remembering all her bad times, which means she idles forgetting all the good things in life. All I need to do is remind her, and I know the perfect way. I walk towards the twins' office and block out Sophia. I don't want her to hear of my plan, and I know she won't see, because she is still too sad to care about anything, so she will just stay in her ball. I reach the boys' office door, and I just enter. Knock next, William began to say, but stopped when he saw me entering. His eyes shoot up to mine, and his eyes fills with disappointment. I know he hoped that Sophia would be back in control. Grayson stood up from behind his desk and walked toward me. Is everything fine? Is Sophia okay? He asked with fear in his voice. No, she is not fine. She is sad and is only focusing on the bad things. I need you to remind or prove to her that good things can still happen. She needs to see how happy she could be. She needs a reason to take control again. Don't ask me how you guys are going to do that, but since you are somewhat of the reason that she is sad, you can fix it. I state and turn on my heels before leaving. It is up to them now. William's POV. How did we mess everything up so badly? How did I not realize my mate was not just a human? How did I decide on rejecting her just because I thought she was a human? How can I get Sophia to forgive me? These types of questions have been running through my head since Kendra left. My wolf doesn't even want to talk to me, so he has decided to block me off. I never wanted this. I never wanted my mate to suffer. I thought by rejecting her, she would be safe, since none of your enemies would try to take her and use her against us. When I thought she was only human, I saw a fragile girl, but I was wrong. Even when Sophia was just Sophia, she was a badass. She has protected her and her brother for years, and she is a true fighter. How could I not see that until now? What if we take her on a date? Grayson asks and pulls me out of my thoughts. No, we messed up terribly, and one date can't fix that. I say and try to think of something else. Grayson huffs and moves to his desks. He kicks the side of the desk, and it flies across the room and breaks when it hits the wall. He spins around and stares straight at me. This is your fucking fault. You said it would be better to reject her, and now she might die because she doesn't want to face us. He yells, and his eyes turn a shade darker. His chest is quickly rising and falling. We made the fracking choice together. I did not force you to reject her. It was your unfucking choice, smartass. I yell back. I knew I messed up, but it wasn't just my fault. He is my brother. He needs to help me not make things worse. Maybe if you didn't fill my head with your bullshit ideas, I would have never thought about rejecting Sophia, he retorted, and it spiked my anger even more. Well, if it were up to you, we would have never even spoken to Sophia and just fucked Sarah the entire time. Or did you forget that that whore would make a good Luna? I yelled and pushed him. A loud growl escaped his chest and his eyes were totally black. The only one I fucking want is Sophia, he roared. Me fucking too. We messed up. Okay. If I could fix this shit, I would, but I don't know how, because I just want to see her fucking green eyes. And I can't. If I had to kiss her until she came back, I would. I yelled as I felt my wolf stir inside me. Then let's fucking do it. Grayson roared and pushed past me and left our office. I stood there for a second, not really understand what just happened, but before even thinking of it, my body followed him. We stomped to Sophia's room, and Grayson ripped the door open. My eyes landed on Kendra. Her eyes grew big, and her eyebrows knitted together. Never heard of knocking that. Before she could even finish her sentence, Grayson grabbed her by the waist and pulled her against his chest and kissed her. I could feel the heat running of him. I kissed her with all the passion I had. The kiss represented the longing and the need for her. It was to show her how much I wanted her. It was to show her how badly I needed her back. Finally, needing some air, I pulled back and stared into Kendra's golden eyes. She was panting and her cheeks were a very bright pink. "What was that?" she asked a bit out of breath. Grayson's POV. "What was that?" she asked a bit out of breath. I grabbed her hand and pulled her so that she faced me. "I need you back, Sophia," I softly whispered and placed my hand on her cheek. "I need to see those beautiful green eyes. I need to know that you are still here. I need to tell you how sorry I am. I should have never rejected you. We only did it because we thought we would protect you at the end, but we were wrong. Just please come back. I need you to come back," I yelled. I stared into her eyes to see if it would change color and the gold become a shade lighter. It gave me some hope. "I know we hurt you. I want to slap myself for hurting you. But if you come back, I will work every day to show you how sorry I am. I need you to come back. Just please, please, please come back to us." I pleaded, and her eyes became even lighter. "I, Alpha Grayson Smith, accepted you, Sophia Hale, as my mate and Luna," I said and kissed her again. This kiss was more soft. I wanted her to know I would be gentle and kind and try to be better. I needed to be better for her. My hand moved to her face and I deepened the kiss. After a few moments, I felt a dampness running down my finger. I pulled back and saw it was a tear from Sophia. Her eyes were closed and she was breathing heavily. "Open your eyes, please," I asked as I wiped the tear away with my thumb. She took in a big breath before she opened her eyes. There they were, those beautiful green eyes. A big grin formed on my face and I placed a kiss on her forehead. "Sophia?" William asked, barely above a whisper. She stiffens and I let go of her. "Sophia, please look at me." She took another big breath before slowly turning around. I started into my brother's eyes and I saw nothing but happiness, regret, and relief. He moved closer to her and stopped just in front of her, his eyes starting forming a layer of water. He felt to his knees and hugged her waist. She looked down and I saw a internally struggle within her eyes. I stood still so that she could decide how she wanted to handle the situations. After a few seconds, she placed her hands on William's arms and dispatched them from her. He stood still as his hands fell next to his side and just looked down. She moved to her knees and placed a hand on his cheek, slowly lifting his head so that his eyes would look into hers. She gave him a small smile and his eyes filled with joy. He placed a hand on her cheek and lightly kissed her other cheek. "I'm so sorry, Sophia," he whispered. And for the first time, we heard her speak again. "It's okay." Sophia POV. Heat. That's the first thing I felt when I woke up. The heat on my back was caused by Grayson's chest pressed against it, and the heat from my chest was caused by being on William's chest. My legs were also intertwined with William's legs, and Grayson held my waist. It felt like waking up in a dream. It felt like home. For the past week, I was in hell. Everything was just too much to handle. Protecting my brother, accepting my mate's rejecting, running from Henry, the constant feeling of fear, accepting that I no longer was just a human, and everything else. When Noah was finally safe after Henry was gone, I truly wanted to end it all. I no longer had a reason to life. My only reason was to protect Bilbo, but he was safe, he was happy. When Kendra took over, I was so happy. I could finally have some time where I could think about how I felt hurt by Henry. He was supposed to protect me. He was supposed to love me as his child, but he didn't. How I felt betrayed by the twins. They rejected me before they even knew me. Was I already such a disappointment? How I felt worthless for not giving Bilbo a better childhood. That's when I really started to think about ending it. I felt like I was just problem for everyone. Kendra knew how I felt, and she tried to help me and talk me into taking control again, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. When Bilbo wanted me back, I didn't come back. When Kendra wanted me to take control, I didn't. When my friends asked me to come back, I didn't. In all honesty, I wouldn't have come back. I was ready for the end. I was ready for death. But that changed when the boys come to talk to me. It wasn't what they said that made me take control back. It was what they felt that changed my mind. I could feel William pain and regret. I could feel Grayson honesty and passion behind his words. When they spoke to me, I felt all the regret, truth, sadness, pain, passion, brokenness, and neediness. But the one that pushed me over the edge was the love. I could feel love. I didn't know in what way they meant it, and I didn't care. Just feeling love again meant everything to me. I need to know it was still possible for someone to care about me, and now I did. It felt amazing. William's breath fanned my face, and I craned my head upwards to look him in the face. I moved my free hand to his face and combed some of his loose hair back into their place. After the twins apologized to me, I didn't really know what to say. We just stood in the room for a couple of minutes awkwardly. Then, when I yawned from tiredness, William picked me up and placed me in the bed. They claimed in, and we just went to sleep. It just felt right. Do I look that bad in the morning? William's husky morning voice pulled me out of my thought. His morning voice sent shivers down my body. William realized his effect on me and grinned with his eyes still close. Grayson pulled me closer to his back, which, by the way, I didn't even know was possible, and placed his head in the crone of my neck. He rubbed his mark by lightly using his nose, which led to my breath being cut off as pleasurable sparks run down my body. There they are, William whispered in his morning voice, and I frowned. There what is? I asked with confusion. Those beautiful green eyes, he said calmly. It made me blush, and I could keep eye contact with him after that. We stayed in the bed for a few minutes before I decided to leave. As I was climbing out of the bed, Jackson stopped me. Where are you going? He asked with fear in his eyes, fear for me leaving again. I am going to go see my brother. I won't leave, I said in a promising manner. I walked into the closet and quickly changed into a normal gray short and a red halter top and tied my hair into a messy bun. When I finished, I left the room and walked to Bilbo's room. Luckily, he was in his room and not in the kitchen. I opened the door and saw Bilbo on the floor playing with his toy cars. He turned to me and he gave me a smile. When he locked eyes with me, his face turned into one of shock. Sophia, you're back, he said and ran to give me a hug. I quickly embraced him and picked him up and placed him on my left hip as I gave his cheek a million of kisses. Hearing him laugh in pure joy made me so happy. Wait, does this mean Kendra is gone now? He asked with a worried voice. No, Bilbo. She is still here. She is just not in control now, I told him, and the worry left his face. Good, because I don't want to lose her. I love her. She is very nice, he said, and my heart melted. The joy came not only from me but also from Kendra. I could feel her love towards Bilbo. She loves you too, I said, and we walked to his bed. We talked for about 2 hours straight. He asked how this Kendra and I thing worked, and I tried to explain as well as I could, and then we talked about normal things, and he told me about his school and the lack and how everyone has been worried about me taking control again. The twins want us, I heard Kendra in my head. Okay, where are they? I asked her, and she told me outside. After giving Bilbo a goodbye hug, I left and went outside. As I exited the front door to the pack house, the boys rushed to my side. Are you okay? What happened? Grayson quickly asks and inspects my body. What do you mean? I am fine. Kendra said you wanted me? I asked with a frown on my face. The boys also had frowns, but they soon disappeared. Our wolves tricked us. They told us you wanted to see us, and yours told you we wanted to see you, William asked, and I felt Kendra grin. Why? I asked to Kendra out loud, and her grin grew wider. I want to spend time with Ryder and Riker, and I want to run. I wasn't sure if you would agree, so I made a plan, she said and wagged her tail in joy. I rolled my eyes, and I could feel her starting to come forward. The boys pulled of their shirts and moved behind a tree. I walked to another tree, and when I was sure nobody was there, I got undressed. Even though I have shifted twice, this was much different than before. The previous times I have lost control and space out. I never felt it. I did this time, and it was hell. Kendra tried to take as much pain as possible, whiteout taking over, but it was still hell. Each and every bone broke in my body and then reformed. My muscles stretched and tore. It is what I imagine burning alive feels like. When I finally shifted, a few whimpers fell and the boys rushed over. I lied on the ground for a few seconds, just waiting for the pain to fade. When the pain was gone, I moved to the back of my head and watched as Kendra took control of her wolf form. She jumped up and stretched her muscles. Ryder and Riker barked at her, and she barked back. They were like little puppies, licking each other and rubbing against one another. Kendra would now and then try to bite the twins' wolves' tails, and they would chase her because of it. They soon just run for hours. It was amazing. Feeling Kendra's happiness made me happy, and just being out in the nature made it so peaceful. Kendra and the twins' wolves stopped at an open space with a pond in the middle. They drank from it and then cuddled next to each other. Kendra's head was on top of Grayson Wolf, and William was next to Kendra licking the back of her ear. They soon fell asleep. I felt a cold breeze blow past me, and I shivered. I moved closer to William, hoping his body heat would give me comfort, but I was met with something hairy that tickled me. I heard low growls, and my head shot up. I was back into my human form, but the boys were not. I was laying on my tummy, so it was only my ass that was on full display. I knew that was still bad, but I had to comfort myself in some sort of a way. My eyes locked with the boys, and their eyes were pitch black. My heart was beating against my chest, and I could feel lust. Not my lust, but the boys'. Well, some was mine. "Close your eyes," I quickly said, but their eyes stayed on me. "Please," I plead, but they didn't react. That is all that run through my head as the twins came closer to me. I wanted to stop them and tell them no, but I also didn't want to stop them. I didn't know what to do. I knew this would happen at some point, but I just thought I would have a clear mind about it. Right, no, I didn't. William lightly grabbed my chin and turned my head to look at him. "I, William Smith, accepted you, Sophia Hale, as my mate and Luna. I know it's out of the blue, but I have been waiting a long time to do that," William says with a husky voice, and he lets go of my chin. "We have always accepted you, Sophia," Jackson tries to say in a calm and soft voice, but I could hear the roughness and huskiness in his voice. With that few words, my mind cleared up. I wanted them. I need them. They may have made some stupid-ass mistakes, but I couldn't stay mad at them. I didn't know how to. Somewhere along our journey, I fell for them, and I care for them. With my head all cleared up, I turned my body and moved closer to them. Each of them placed a hand on my waist, and I placed a hand on each of their shoulders and gave them a small kiss on the cheek. After that, it felt like everything intensified. The boys moved to their marks and started planting rough kisses. I throw my head backwards, exposing my neck even more. I dug my nails into their shoulder as their cannies run over their mark. William moved around me and placed himself behind me, while he still kissed my neck. My head was leaning on his shoulder. I wrapped my legs around Grayson's waist, and he grabbed my thighs. William gives me one last kiss on the forehead before he moves to the edge of the pond and jumps out. Grayson slowly moves me to the end before he lifts me out, and William pulls me out the rest of the way. I just lay in William's arms as Grayson claims out of the pond. William moves me to my feet, and I try to stand on my own, but my legs are jelly. I start to fall, but Grayson and William quickly cage me and sandwich me between them. "Didn't think you would break me the first time," I tease them in a whispering voice. They both laugh, and it's music to my ears. We plan to each time. Grayson whisper growl into my ear, and I feel my legs become even more weak. My cheeks become a shade pinker, and it turns completely red when Grayson kisses my cheek. How the hell am I supposed to shift? Kendra is just laying in my head totally out of breath. "Why are you out of breath?" I ask her. "What?" "That took a lot out of me," she said. "Yay, I'm sure it took a lot out of you," I said sarcastically. "If she can't shift, she needs to clam on one of us so that we can run her home," William said to Grayson. Grayson nods and takes a few steps away from us before he can shift. I clear my throat. I'm still pretty naked," I said in a duh tone, and Jackson and William exchange looks before Grayson run into the woods. After a few minutes, he finally returns with a shirt in his hand. I put it on, and it was clearly a very big guy's shirt, since it hung till my knees. Grayson shifted, and William helped me to climb on top of Grayson. When William shifted, we went back to the pack house. As we were running, I felt sleep pull me down, and before I knew it, I was sleeping. I woke up in a comfy bed, the twins' bed. All I felt was warmth and comfort. I loved waking up like this. Frustration raised in my chest, and I knew it was not mine, but my mate's. I quickly moved out of the bed and into the closet. I grabbed a pink lace bra and matching panty, and then I dressed into a black tight and a gray crop top, adding a flannel shirt. When I finished, I moved down the hall and followed my mate's scent. Being a wolf really has some perks. The strongest scent lead me to their office. Just as I was about to enter, rage filled me. I immediately entered their office and moved to them. Grayson was pasting and William had his hands in his hair. They both looked up as my scent filled the room. Grayson walked towards me and hugged me from behind, burying his head in the cork of my neck. My one hand rubbed over his, trying to soothe him. William moved from behind his desk and walked towards me. I held out my free hand and he took it. He gave it a small kiss before placing my hand on his cheek. He moved closer and placed his head on the other side of my neck. "Will, Gray, what's going on?" I asked in a worried tone. My one hand moves to the back of Will's head and I start to lightly play with his hair. "Just alpha bullshit we have to deal with. Don't worry about it, love," Grayon said in a deflated tone. "I am going to worry about it because I can feel your anger and frustration. Tell me what is going on. Maybe I can help in a way." I tell them in a sort of pleading voice. Will cites. Each year there is an alpha ball. The ball celebrates new alphas claiming their title or old alphas stepping down. It celebrates the pack's ranking or celebrated alphas finding their lunas or having their first pup. It's hard to explain, but this year we are supposed to throw the damn thing, but we have no time. He says and looks in my eyes. I see all the raw emotions in his eyes, and my heart breaks for them. I'll do it. I am a great planner, and I'll have Sam and them help me as well. Just give me all the information, and I'll do it, but only if I get something in return. I say, and a devilish grin forms on my face. Will lifts his one eyebrow. I want Sam to train me. I mean, I am a wolf now. I should know how to protect myself and others. I finished and wait for a reply. Grayson lifts his head and kisses my cheek. Deal. Time skip, 1 month later. It's been hell. I knew that the ball would be a lot of work, but this was just stupid. There were minor details that I keep on forgetting, like the fact that not all wolves get along. I thought I had done a great job until Layla told me that these alphas hate each other, and also these and those ones, and blah blah blah. So basically I had to redo the sitting arrangements, which would be so bad if there were not 260 alphas. Oh, and I also had to make a new food plan, because not all wolves eat meat. Like, what the hell? At least my training with Sam was going great. I loved it. I couldn't be in better shape. I have taken down 4 of our strongest warriors last time I spared with them, which felt amazing. Not so amazing for the warriors' egos, but that life. My relationships were also improving. Sam and I got a lot closer after the training, and he is so sweet. His mate is going to be very lucky. He is like an older brother. Layla and Jennifer have helped me with the event planning, so we get to spend a lot more time together. Layla and Jenny have even become great friends. I loved how the pack didn't look down on the Omegas anymore. The girls and I have had so many sleepovers that we might as well live in one room. Bilbo and I have never been closer. He has grown so much. He has always been tough and grown up, but now he sees that there is more to life than just being serious and being grown up. He actually acts like a kid now, and he loves prank, and apparently I do too. We have had a small prank war going on for a week now, and it's amazing. Oh, and the best relationship is mine and my mate's. We have talked about so many things. We have talked about our future and what we value in a committed relationship. We have also been on amazing dates, which would lead to amazing nights, if you know what I mean. Wink. We haven't said the L word yet, but that doesn't bother me. I know we care for each other. But anyway, Getty G back to the ball. Right now, Gray, Will, Layla, Jennifer, Sam, and I were in the mall. The girls had to do dress shopping, and the men had to get tuxedos. After a couple of hours, we finally finished. The dresses I got was not my choice. Jenny made me get it, so keep that in mind when you see it. The ball was in 2 hours, so we had to start finishing up. The pack did an amazing job with the food and the setup of the ballroom. The girls and I got dressed in my room. Layla had her hair straight and nude heels with a beautiful green dress to match her eyes. Jenny had a beautiful navy dress that hugged her figure perfectly and some black heels. And then there was my outfit. My hair was done beautiful by Jenny. And then there was my dress, which was also chosen by the one and only Jennifer. A gold lace dress with a low neckline and a slit. I was pretty sure the boys are going to murder me for wearing it, but Jenny seems to think it's fine. After I tried to cover myself as much as the dress would allow me to, we left the room and walked down the steps. There, the twins and Sam were waiting. As I made eye contact with the boys, their eyes were pitch black. I could feel the heat between our bond, and I wanted to run up the stairs and change into sweatpants and an oversized shirt. The boys each held out a hand as I descended from the last step. They pulled me closer to them and moved to my ears. "Do you want us to break you right here in front of everyone?" Gray's husky voice asked. His hand moved from my back to my lower back and then stopped right before my ass. "It would take me 1 second to tear this dress off of you," Will said and moved to the slit of the dress before touching my inner thigh. My breath was starting to quicken, and the heat radiating off the boys was overwhelming. "Well, I am going to take my friend before you attack her," Jenny said, and pulled me away from my mates. She pulled me to our table and started to introduce me to some of the different alphas and lunas. After a while, I felt someone's presence behind me and turned to find my mates. Their eyes were back to normal and a heart-melting smiles were on their faces. "You look gorgeous, baby," Gray said and gave me a kiss. Will took my hand and grinned at me. "Love you, steal my breath each day," Will said and gave me a kiss as well. As I was about to reply, an obnoxious voice interrupted me. "How cute," the bitch said. "What the fuck are you doing here?" I asked through gritted teeth. "I'm here to support my alphas," she said with a big-ass grin. "They do not need your support, Sarah." Sophia's POV. "I'm here to support my alphas," she said with a big-ass grin. "They do not need your support, Sarah," I say through gritted teeth. "Kill her. She doesn't deserve to breathe the same air as us. Let me handle this, Kendra." "Wow, I really feel bad for the twins having to deal with your uptight ass all day," she said in a bored tone before she started to inspect her nails. She sighed and started talking again. "I am surprised they would mark and accept you. I even know of Omegas that have higher expectations." "Well, their expectations could have been lower. They always could have chosen you," I say and plaster a smile on my face. She moves closer to me as a low growl erupts from her throat. "I am not scared of you, bitch," she sneered. "It's still early, so there might be time for you to find some common sense before it's really too late, bitch." I replay before looking her up and down. I scoff and turn away to leave. I reach the bar and call the bartender. "Vodka. Now." The dark-headed boy frowns, but still fetches it. He grabs a glass and places it in front of me. I moves to pour me a glass, but I grab the vodka bottle put of his hand. As he was about to protest, I flash my cannies. He throws up his hands and moves away. "Now was that really necessary?" Grayson asks from behind me. I turn around and glare at my mates. "I honestly can't believe you slept with that whore," I say to them. They just stare at me and I take a big sip from the vodka bottle. "Do you think that's a good chose to make right now?" William asks and looks my vodka bottle up and down. "You have no right to judge my choices." I spit out and walk away. I take a few more sips from the vodka bottle before I place it on a table. I move outside to the balcony and stare at the beautiful sunset. The sky is full of different shades of pink, orange, blues, and purple. It was truly peaceful. After a few more moments, I felt 2 hands on my back, and soon both my mates were on either side of me. Right now, this second, us just standing here and enjoying the beautiful sincere was perfect. I knew the only way to enjoy the night was by talking things out. "I'm sorry, it wasn't fair of me to say that about Sarah," I say with a soft voice as we all still share at the now night sky. "You had all the right to say that, love," Gray says. "But you need to know that she is our past and you are our future," Will finishes. "I know, she just pisses me off," I say as I turn away from the night sky and walk towards a table. The boy follows me. "You shouldn't give her a reaction. If you do, you let her win," Will says as he places a small kiss on the top of my head. I sigh since I know they're right. Grayson gives me a small smile, which soon turns into a grin. He sticks out his hand and I place mine in his. He grabs it and pulls me back into the ballroom. He pulls me against his chest before he starts to sway from right to left. He soon starts to waltz, and I start to struggle with keeping up while wearing heels. He places his hand firmer against my back and lifts me up so that I can keep up. He places me down just to spin me out and then in again, which then leads to him dipping me. A small squeal slips put of my mouth as I feel like I'm falling when he dips me. He laughs and we continue with the dance. Sadly, the song ends. Gray and I move back to Will. When we get to him, he has a massive grin. "What do you look so smug?" I ask. "I am just surprising that people could hear the music over all your screaming," he says in a teasing voice. "I was not scream, more like making very high-pitched noise," I say while trying to sound like a smart ass. "Oh, is that how you explain screaming?" He continues to tease. I lightly slap his arm before he grabs my waist and pulls me against him. He smiles before giving me a kiss. "Come on, love, we have to start the announcements," he says after pulling away. I nod, and he takes my hand. Grayson takes my other hand, and we move to the stage. Grayson walks up and then holds out a hand to help me as William places a hand on my back. Are they really so scared of me falling? When all three of us are on stage, we move to sit on the three throne-like chairs. We wait for everyone to settle down. Grayson and William move up to the mic while I stay seated. They start with the announcement. Hours and hours later, it feels like I have been waiting for days now. The announcements were interesting in the beginning, and I listened when the twins announced my new title, but now I'm just sitting here and trying not to sleep. My attention gets pulled back when I hear the sound of clapping. I look up and see that the crowd is standing and clapping. We would like to congratulate everyone on their successes one last time before we turn to the questions. As I have mentioned earlier, we found our mate, so we will ask her to join us up here and answers the questions with us. William announces and turns to me with an outstretched hand. Questions? What questions? I quickly ask the twins via mind link. It's okay, we will answer them. Just come here. Grayson mind links back. I stand up and move to them. A bright light is shining in my eyes, so I can't see the crowd so well anymore, which is actually a bit more relaxing. Is there any questions? William's voice runs through the room. A small blur moves, and I guessed it was someone who had a question. When will you produce an offspring? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Keep calm and control your heart rate. Will mind links me and places a hand on my back. He moves his hand in a circle motion, which is very comforting. We have yet had time to talk about that, but I can assure you, there will be a future heir to the pack. Grayson replied calmly. After that question, there were only a few more, but they were about how the pack will improve their defense against enemies. The last question did confuse me a bit. Alpha Grayson and Alpha William, how do you plan on keeping your mate tamed since she does not know our ways or laws? A man with a thick Egyptian accent asked. We do not have to tame her, but our laws will be taught to her. If that is all, we can now enjoy the rest of our night. Enjoy the ball, William said, and music began to play again. As we walk off stage, a man and women greet us. The man had gold-ish eyes, and the girl besides him had raven black hair with a busted lip and bruises all over her arms and shoulders. Alpha Nile, Grayson greets him and shakes his hand. William does the same. Alpha Grayson and Alpha William, how wonderful to see you again. Alpha Nile is the man with the thick Egyptian accent. I am Luna Sophia, mate of William and Grayson. I hold out my hand to the girl. She looks at it and turns to Alpha Nile. He nods his head and she shakes my hand. I am Luna Rania, maid of Alpha Nile. She says in a soft voice and she does not make any eye contact. Luna Rania, would you like a drink? She looks up at her mate again and he shakes his head. My mate may not drink, he says in a cold tone. I look at her once more. Oh, I apologize. I didn't know Egypts aren't allowed to drink, I say. We are, but she is being punched. Last week she spoke without permission, and she defied one of my rules, he said in a disappointment tone. So she hasn't been allowed to drink anything for a week? I ask in a shocked tone. Of course not. That wouldn't have been a good enough punishment. She also received these bruises, and she is also not allowed to eat, he says almost in a proud way, as if it makes him proud to show dominance. I don't know how to replay, so I just stand there shocked with disapproving look. I am surprised your mates haven't punched you. I have heard stories. I heard you have shouted at your mates. You have attacked your mates and that you have disobeyed them many times. If you were in my pack and my mate, your entire body would be covered in silver whip marks, and you would only have rags to cover yourself. And that itself would still be a kind punishment. He says, and with each word I feel his disgust for me. Alpha Nile, I am sorry, but we have to go. William says and moves me away. We exit the room and I finally find my voice. What the hell was that? How could he say those things? I asked, half out of breath. Babe, calm down. Trust me, we know it's terrible, but it's how he runs his pack, and if you do something that pisses him off, we could start an unnecessary war. Grayson said and placed a hand on my cheek. Please tell me tonight is almost over? I ask like baby and add a pouting face. Love, just a few more hours. We can make it up to you later. William says in a seductive voice and hugs me from behind. Ooh, trust me, you guys will definitely make it up to me. I say and wink at them. Let's go finish this shit show. I say and we go back into the ballroom. The ball hasn't had any more bumps after Alpha Nile, but there is still few hours before it ends. I have decided to just keep my mouth shut and listen to the twins talk to the other alphas. Therefore, there is no way for me to mess it up. Currently, the twins and I are with 4 other alphas. I don't take part in the conversation, but instead just focus on the drink in my hand. As I daydream, someone taps my shoulder. I look up to find Layla. Hey, how is your night so far? I ask her. It's going great, but I think something's wrong with Noah. The woman who was looking after him has asked me to come and check on him for some reason. But, see, the thing is, what is it, Layla? I ask as she plays with her hands nervously. I found my mate. Soph, she says with a massive smile. I immediately hug her. That's great, Layla. I understand what you need. I'll go check on Bilbo. You can go spend more time with your mate. But when I get back, I want everlast detail. Thank you, she says and gives me one last hug before she leaves. I move out of the ballroom and up the stairs towards Bilbo's room. I greet the woman who was babysitting Noah and walk into his room. He is sitting on the floor, playing with a car figurine. Hey Bilbo, what you up to? He looks up and gives me a small smile. I'm just playing, he says in a sad tone. Is everything okay? I ask him as I sit down next to him. He doesn't answer and instead just continues to play with his toy. I place my hand over his and he looks up at me. What's wrong, Noah? I ask in a soft voice. He sighs and moves his hand away from me. Why do you care? He asks in a hostile voice. How can you ask me that, Bilbo? I care because you're my brother, I say in a confused tone. Since we go here, all you have done is talk about Jackson and William. Now all you do is hang out with them. I don't get to see you at all. Sometimes I wish Henry was back, because when he was alive, you still cared if I was okay or not, he says in one breath and crosses his arms over his chest. Noah, I'm so sorry. I didn't think you felt this way, I tell him. How would you know how I feel? You are never here anymore. Bilbo, I'm so sorry. I know I've been busy with everything and I didn't mean to cut you out. I promise you I will always care about you and love you. I am sorry that we haven't had time to hang out in a while, but we can hang out now, and we can choose a day where we will always hang out. Like a Friday after school, me and you can do something. How does that sound? I ask, hoping he will forgive me for being so selfish. You promise? Noah asks in a hopeful tone. I promise, I say, and he jumps into my arms. Yay, can we watch a movie together now? We haven't done that in so long, he says, and I nod. His smile grows bigger, and soon we are sitting in his bed watching Finding Dory. At some point in the night, Bilbo and I fell asleep watching our 3 movie. When I woke up in the middle of the night, I went to the twins and I's room. I walk in to find the boys undressing. Grayson was mostly done, but William was only starting. I give a quick smirk and move to William. I unbutton his shirt as he looks down at me. When I slowly remove his shirt, I feel Grayson behind me. I love you, the boys say as we lay in bed naked, and my heart skips a beat when I hear those words. The words I have waited so long for. I love you too, I say, and my heart fills with joy. That night I slept on cloud 9. I woke up with a smile on my face. After the boys told me that they love me, I felt even more connect with them. Because of the ball, a lot of the alphas and lunas had to sleep over, so when I stepped into the halls, I saw a lot of omegas running around trying to bring breakfast to everyone and to help those who needed it. The ball has caused a lot of trouble, but I know of one person that is really happy after the ball. Layla. I'm so glad she found her mate. I just hope he treats her right. After my curiosity gets the better of me, I find myself walking to Layla's room. I knock on the door and wait for her to call me in. After hearing some scuffing around the door, finally opens. Layla is in a white dress shirt, and her hair is a complete mess. Behind her, I see a man that is struggling to close the zipper of his pants. He has light hair with light brown eyes. He is more tan than Layla, but still a bit pale. He has a six-pack and a toned body. The twins are much better built than him, but I won't voice my opinion. I give Layla a cheeky grin, and her cheeks turn a bright pink. I'm guessing you and your mate hit it off? I say as cheekily as possible. Her blush only darkens. Her mate gives a small laugh before moving behind her to place a small kiss on her reddened cheek. Oh, shut up, Sophia. I was just making him feel welcome, she said, unsure of how to explain her situation. Both her mate and I start laughing at her cute attempt to be intimidating. Trust me, love, I felt more than welcomed, he says and gives Layla a big grin. I'm Harlan Foster, Beta of the West Wolves pack. Harlan introduced himself and held out his hand. I am Sophia Hale, Luna of Blood Moon pack and Layla's best friend. I say a bit more serious and raise my one eyebrow, hoping that he gets what I'm trying to tell him between the lines. He nods his head, and I take that as a sign that he knows what I mean. Soph, Harlan was helping me with something before you came and... Ooh, I interrupt her. Wait, Ag. No, please don't say anything else. I get what you mean. I'll leave, I say with a smag voice. Yeah, thanks. I'll talk to you later, Layla asks as she starts to blush again. Yeah, talk to you later. It was nice meeting you, Harlan, and I'm very happy for you both. They both thank me, and I try to leave as fast as I possibly can. Deciding I was hungry, I go to the kitchen. I have a weird craving for eggs and peanut butter, so I make some scrambled eggs and a peanut butter sandwich. After I devour my food, I go back upstairs to my room. As I enter, the twins are still in bed. Both of them are cuddling my pillows. A small laugh leaves my lips, and I move to the bed. As I walk, a weird feeling starts to grow in my tummy. Before I can even think of what's wrong, I feel my breakfast coming up. I run to the bathroom and get there just in time to empty out my stomach into the toilet. I feel sparks run up my back as Will and Gray comes to convert me. No, leave. I don't want you to see me like this, I tell the boys just before I throw up again. Don't be silly, love. You could never look disgusting to us, Gray says in a soft voice. After a few more minutes, I finally stop throwing up. Will picks me up and walks out of our room. Where are we going? I ask him as I place my head in the crook of his neck. To the doctor's. I'm not taking a change with your health, he says in a worried tone. I just nod. After several minutes of just waiting in the pack doctor office, Jennifer walks in. Hey guys, I know you are waiting for the doctor to give Soph's results, but the guests want to greet the alphas before leaving, she says in a almost scared and sad voice. The twins look at me and I give them a nod. Fine, but Jenny should stay with you just in case, Gray says to both Jenny and I. We both nod, and as the twins leaves, Jenny comes to sit next to me. Jenny asked a lot of the same questions that the doctor asked. Are you in pain? How do you feel now? Do you know what could have caused this? Hada hada ha ha. Which to I gave the same answer I gave the doctor. Just before she could start her on examination, the doctor entered. She walked to her desk and sat behind it. Her face was pale, and I was starting to get nervous. What's wrong, Doc? Jenny broke the silence. Luna, I don't know how to tell you this, but The doctor looked very nervous, and the longer she took, the more my anxiety built up. What is it? I asked, getting frustrated. Luna, you're pregnant, she finally said. Immediately a smile grew on my face. I know I am young, but this is still amazing. The twins and I are having a child. How amazing is that? I turned to Jenny only to see her face tight and pale. Why are they acting so weird about this? Why do you both look like you just heard the worst news ever? I asked them, and both their eyes fell to the ground. Jenny took my hand and squeezed them before speaking. Soph, you are a Princess Lucan? Yeah, so? I asked, not understanding what she is implying. You are most likely the only Lucan left, and that's because Lucans are not birth, but reborn. It is not possible for Lucans to have children, but only to be reborn once they themselves die. Kendra was the only Lucan that was ever birthed, and that was because she was a gift from the moon goddess. Kendra was given to as when the Great War came. I still don't understand what this means. Does this mean another war is coming? Does this mean I'm not really a Lucan, or what's going on? I asked as panic started to kick in. I looked at Jenny and the doc, and they looked just as lost as I was. Seeing that I wasn't going to get answers from them, I tried to reach Kendra. Kendra, what's going on? I am so sorry, Sophia. This is all my fault. What do you mean? What's your fault? Why are you apologizing? Kendra? Kendra, don't shut me out. Kendra? How am I even the only Lucan if they are reborn each time they die? I asked Jenny. She has been trying to inform me of the Lucan's history, and so far I'm just more confused. Aggie, Jenny sighs. I am just going to start from the beginning again, she said and sighed once more. In the past, there were so many different creatures. There were vampires, warlocks, witches, fairies, and even mermaids, but there was never any wolves or Lucan. See, Lucans were only placed on the earth when the Great War came. Vampires were always peaceful. They fed off of animals. But one night, a group of vampires were attacked by warlocks, for a reason we don't know. And even though warlocks were powerful, the vampires were too fast. Raphael, the clan leader of the vampires, bit into a warlock, and when he tasted the warlock's blood, he went mad. The powers of a warlock lives inside of him. So when Raphael drew the warlock's blood, he also drew the warlock's power. It made Raphael faster, stronger, and even thirstier. Raphael told his clan the effect of drinking warlock's blood, so the war started between vampires and warlocks. But once the warlocks were becoming extinct, the vampires started attacking other creatures, and that's how the Great War started. The gods were mad. They didn't want their creations to fight like this. The moon goddesses, how was back then only the goddesses of the moon, decided she would help the other gods end the war by making her on creation that would end the war. She broke a piece of the moon and built a man, not just any man, Kendra's father. He was said to be 7 feet tall and built like a true warrior. His wolf was pure white. The moon goddess then created Kendra's mother. She was as gorgeous as the moon goddesses herself, and she had the purest heart. Her wolf was also pure white. Kendra's parents' only task was to reproduce, so they did, and Kendra was born. The only Lucan that was not created by the moon goddesses herself. When Kendra turned 18, the world was a war zone. The towns were all burned to the ground, and everyone had to fight to live for another day. Kendra knew she was old enough now to make the world peaceful again. She actually did a great job in the beginning. She had managed to get the remaining fairies, mermaids, and warlocks to band together. They were called Nova and helped the vampires. Kendra walked onto the battlefield with Nova in hopes of reasoning with the vampires. Raphael led his clan and fooled Kendra into believing that he wanted pieces too. He told Kendra to summon the gods so that he could apologize for the war he created and take his punishment. Kendra believed him and summoned all the gods except the moon goddesses, since he did not have to apologize to her. Raphael then proceeded with his apology, and near the end he wanted to kiss the god of death hand as a last apology, but he ended up sinking his fangs into the god's wrist. The god of death were the vampire's creator. So when Raphael killed the god, the entire vampire race turned to ash. The rest of the gods and goddesses were so shocked at how it was so easy for the vampires to kill their master. So to prevent anyone else from killing their master, the gods took away the gifts they gave their creation. That's how humans were made. The only god that didn't take away her creation's powers were the moon goddess. Instead, she saw how the Lucans would have to be the ones that looked after the new race of humans. So she gave Kendra and her parents another gift, which was immortality. Her parents were the only ones that could conceive a pure Lucan child. So Kendra had a lot of siblings, but they were only boys. You guys were seen as gifts of the moon goddess. As time went by, the people forgot what they once were and forgot about the Lucans. Not wanting to destroy their new way of life, the Lucans decided to rather hide in the shadows and would only come out of hiding if it was needed. After many years, Lucans were no longer needed. The humans had rebuilt cities and made their own way of dealing with problems. So the Lucan family stayed in the woods, living a peaceful life. Okay, that still doesn't explain why we started to die out and why werewolves were formed. I interrupted her. I was getting very impatient. I was getting to that. Some of Kendra's siblings would get jealous of the bond their mother and father had and repeatedly begged the moon goddess to give them a mate as well. And finally she did. Except their mates were not formed from the moon. Their mates were humans. But to her siblings it didn't matter. They loved their mates with their entire heart. As to claim their mates, they would give them the mark so that their brothers know not to touch his mate. The werewolf population started with Kendra's brothers and their mates. Their children were the first ever werewolves. Now, the rebirth of Lucans started after their mates would die. Since their mates were only human, they didn't live long, and each time their mates died, so did they. And each time they were reborn, a piece of their heart truly died. And with each new mate's death, their heart would break even more, until there was no heart left to break, and they would finally die. Kendra was heartbroken at her brother's death, but her father and mother could not bear the loss of their children, and finally took their own lives. Kendra was left all alone. The werewolf populations was almost as big as the human population, and she had no idea what the moon goddess had wanted her to do anymore. She called on the moon goddess and asked her what the point was of all this, and the moon goddess told her that the humans had no longer needed the protection of Lucans, and therefore the existing Lucans were no longer needed. Kendra was angry and had asked the goddess why she was still there. The goddess told her she was never created but birth. To destroy such perfection would be a crime. She told Kendra she had to look after the werewolf population and that she would be rewarded with the best mates. But Kendra refused and said she would not accept the slow death the goddess was promising her with her mate. She no longer wanted the responsibility. The goddess was boiling over with rage. She cursed Kendra with an unbreakable heart and infertility. She would have to watch her mates die each time she is rebirthed and would not be able to ever have children. Jenny finally finished with her story, and I blew out a breath that I didn't even know I held. Poor Kendra, spending an eternity watching people she loved die and never being able to be a mom. I need to know how she feels now and how this is even possible. I understand her past, but I need to understand her present. Neither of you will speak a word about this to the alphas, nor anyone else. I told them and left the room. I had to think what this meant for me and my mate. Does this mean the moon goddess forgave Kendra? Does this mean my child will die? What will this mean? Kendra, please speak to me. What does this mean? I screamed to Kendra. There is only one person that can give us answers, the moon goddess herself. Kendra whispered. Okay, then we find the moon goddess. There was a bright light, and I couldn't see in front of me. I called out, and my voice echoed. I tried to look around, but I couldn't see anything but bright light. A few minutes before this, Kendra and I were trying to summon the moon goddess. I guess we did something wrong, because now I am somewhere with only light. Hello. I called out, but only my echo answer. I was about to shout again, but then the bright light went out, and there was only darkness. A gray light shined from above and came near me. The gray light exploded, and I covered my eyes from the new light. When I opened my eyes, I was in a huge room with only a throne. On the throne sat a gorgeous woman. Are you the moon goddess? I asked in a shocked voice. Who else did you expect, sweetheart? She asked in a bored tone. I moved down the big room closer to her. I saw her elegant pearl white face and gray eyes. Her hair was long and wave. She had a beautiful figure that was covered in a silk flowy gray dress. I felt as if I stood out in my yellow sundress. Moon goddess, I am Sophia Hale, Kendra's human. I need your help, your highness, I told her. She gave me a nod, and I continue. Your highness, I know that you punished Kendra with infertility, yet we are pregnant. I would like to know if this means there is a war coming or if our child will die. I asked in a shaky voice. I saw emotions run through her eyes. Fear, frustration, anger, and sadness. I didn't know what to make of this, and it made me scared for the answer. The moon goddess stood up and walked towards me. Kendra was true perfection. You know, she was like my own daughter. I wanted to give her everything, and she just refused. You know how disrespectful that is. And now Kendra needs my help. How ironic. She said and moved around me and started to walk away. Where are you going? I asked with shocked and a bit of anger. You are boring me, so I'm leaving, she said and waved her hand. What's wrong with you? I yelled with anger. What did you just say, child? She stopped and turned to me. You heard me, I said and looked her straight in the eyes. Child, I don't care who you are, but I will break you in a blink of an eye. She sneered at me. I don't care. I'm done being afraid of people who think they can threaten and walk all over me. I have been abused since I can remember, and the only one who was always there is Kendra. She has been weak since she has been with me and has never complained. She takes away my pain and she takes away all the bad stuff. She is the one that lives with this burden. She is the one that watched her brothers die slowly. She is the one that lost her parents, and she is the one that lost everything she loved. But she still did what you asked, except for that one time. And because of that, she was punished with alive, with no death and no progress. She watches her human and her mates die each time, and now she might have a slight change at finally having a family, and you won't even give me the information of if our child will be fine or if everything will be fine. How could you have such a cold heart? Kendra has done so much for everyone. Why won't you just help her? Why won't you just... Because you will not survive. She cuts me off and yells. Her eyes are burning a bright gray white. What do you mean? I whisper as tears run down my face. I punished Kendra with infertility. If you are pregnant, it means it will take Kendra's live source for the child to be born, which means you might not live and Kendra will die, she said with a soft voice. Why? Why punish her so horribly? She disobeyed you once, and now she has the change to have a child, but will have to die. I was mad, child. You will not understand how it feels to make the perfect creation and then have it spit in your face, she said with a bit of rage lace in her voice. It's called having a child. It's what they do. They mess up and make you mad, but it doesn't mean you should just love them less and throw them away, I said with tears running down my cheek. I'm sorry, child. I can't take my punishment away. Kendra will die and she will stay dead this time, she said, and a star-like tear ran down her face. I was so frustrated after everything. We had so much shit we had to fight through, and now instead of having our happily ever after, we get this. I wanted to leave and move towards the room's door. As I was about to leave, the moon goddess spoke. I'm sorry. If I could, I would take it all away, she spoke in a half-broken voice. Is Kendra at least happy? She whispered. At that moment, Kendra pushed forward and took control. Kendra turned around and looked at the moon goddess. What happens when I die? Kendra asked. You will go home. I'll make sure of it. You be here back with your fallen family, the moon goddess said with a small smile, and Kendra returned the smile. At this point, Kendra pushed me to the back of my head, and I could not longer see or hear what was going on. Your Highness, I have lived a long life with many happy moments and with sad moments. I am ready to die, but I am begging you to give Sophia and the child enough strength to survive. She has had an unfair life, and she deserved this so much, I asked her with pleading eyes. I'll make sure of it, the moon goddess said and opened her arms for and hugged. Kendra moved forward and hugged the Highness. Then I will see you soon, Kendra said to the moon goddess. I'm sorry, my child, the moon goddess said. Sophia Pav. The next moment, I saw green trees and green grass under my knees. I was back in the pack territory. I felt so angry and so lonely at that moment. I stated to cry again and laid down on the grass. I always wanted a family, and just as soon as I get my child, I will die. How is this fair? It has been a month since Kendra and I spoke to the moon goddess, and I still did not understand anything. How could this happen? Why am I being punished? I still didn't know what the two of them spoke about when Kendra took control, but that was the least of my worries. Kendra and I have been hiding the baby's heartbeat. Wolves can hear better, so we were scared that the twins will be able to hear it, and I could not tell them yet. The babe has grown much faster than a normal babe would have, but I suspected that he or she would grow faster since he has wolf blood, not only wolf blood, but Lucan blood as well. My stomach has also started to form a small baby bump, which I have been hiding with way too big clothes. I still was not ready to tell the twins, so Jenny and I had made plans to leave for a week or so to just go somewhere and relax. This way, Kendra would also not have to hide the heartbeat of the baby for a while. The twins were not so happy about this, but after Jenny gave them a big speech and everything, they finally agreed. So right now, I was packing my suitcase and eating some peanut butter right out of the container. I really wish you would just stay here, I hear William said behind me. Maybe you should just stay, or maybe we should go with you, William says. I turn around and smile at them. It's a girls' trip, so you may not come. I won't be gone for long, and it's not like I am going on a secret mission. I try to reassure them. Will moves to me and kisses my forehead. We will miss you, love, Gray says and grabs my suitcase. We move out of the room and down the steps. Layla, Jenny, and Bilbo were waiting for me. Bilbo had to come because I still had separation anxiety, and I knew I wouldn't be able to relax if I was too far and for too long away from Bilbo. Ready to go? Layla asked, and I nodded my head. I was wearing an oversized shirt and an oversized hoodies with some short tights and some flats. I had to make sure my baby bump wasn't showing. I kissed the twins goodbye and left the house. Jenny was driving us to a family home they had somewhere. It took us about 3 hours to get there, but it was worth the wait because we stopped at a beautiful vacation house. Bilbo was the first one out of the car, running to the swimming pool. Bilbo, be careful. Don't get too close to the water, I yelled to him. He nodded his head and then run to the door and unlock it with the key that Jenny gave him. He run into the house. Layla and Jenny were taking out the bags, and I was stretching my stiff muscles. When we finally got settled into the house, we sat in the living room and chat while Bilbo was playing with Legos. How do you feel? Layla asked. I have bad morning sickness, and it is even harder to hide that from the twins. I eat like a mad woman, and my cravings have definitely started. My ankles hurt, and I feel tired all the time. I know it has only been a month and a few days, but it doesn't feel like it. I say and play with the hem of my hoodie. You need to remember that the baby has werewolf blood, but it also has Lucan's and Alpha's blood as well. The babe will most likely already be here in 6 months, maybe even 5. Jenny said and moved next to me, taking my hand into hers. I want to tell the twins when we get back, but I just hate how mad they're going to be. I have taken the choice away from them. They don't get to choice if they want me or the baby. I already made that choice for them. They are going to hate me, and I'm scared they may even hate the baby. I say in a soft voice, I'm not going to lie to you. They are going to be mad, but they will forgive you, and they will never be able to hate their child. She says and strokes my hair. I place my hands on my tummy and look into the distance. Kendra has stopped hiding the heartbeat of the baby because there was no reason to hide it from Layla and Jenny. Layla was so happy when she found out, and she promised to help me throughout my pregnancy. I feel sleepy, so I give Bilbo a kiss on his head and say goodnight to the girls. As I fall asleep and listen to the baby's heartbeat, just hearing it made me want to cry. I was a beautiful sound. How will I be able to leave this child? He isn't even born, and I already love him with my entire heart. I whisper I love you to the babe and fall asleep with pure love in my heart. I wake up feeling very nauseous. I run to the bathroom and empty my stomach contents in the toilet. The morning sickness was getting a lot worse and happening more frequently. After finally having nothing left to throw up, I stand up and wash my face. I felt drained and tired. My muscles were tight and sore. I throw my hair in a messy bun and went back into my room to get dressed for the day. I look in the mirror, seeing that my baby pump has grown. I smile a sad smile and look away. I'm happy that the baby is well, but it is also a reminder of what trouble lays ahead. I have always wanted to be a mother, but I fear I'm just too damaged to be a good mom. What if my baby grows up to think that I didn't love him or her? I dress in black strapless bikini and cover myself in a black lace cardigan. I go downstairs to see Layla, Jenny, and Bilbo out by the pool. I grab a water and an apple and join them. We spend an hour outside just relaxing and laying down on the beach chair and just having a nice time until my worst nightmare comes true. Guess who is here to surprise their mate? I hear Grayson yell, and I turn my head to see both my mates and Sam. My heart stops, and I just feel fear run through me. I quickly stand up, and both of them stare at my tummy. I see their shock and confusion. I feel panic run through me, and I have no idea what to do. "What the hell is going on?" William asks. All eyes are on me, and I look at Jenny and Layla for help, but they just look back at me. Before I even know what I am doing, I step past them and run up to my room. I slam it close and pace back and forth. Not even a minute later, the door opens with a bang, and my head turns to my mates. Their faces are drained of any color. "Please, please, please don't be mad. I beg you to just act. I don't know. Just don't freak out." I rumble out in one breath. "You're pregnant, Sophia?" Grayson asks. "Yes, I am. I wanted to tell you, but I was so scared," I say in an unsteady voice. Tears start to fill my eyes. "How can this be? Kendra can't get pregnant. How is this possible, and why didn't you tell us sooner?" William asks in frustration and anger. "I found out about a month ago, and this shouldn't be possible, but it is," I say in a soft voice. "Why haven't you told us?" William asks. "And how the hell did you hide this from us?" Grayon asks. "Kendra, hide the babe's heartbeat. I didn't tell you because..." I close my eyes and run my hands over my face. How am I going to tell them? "Because what?" Grayson growl and move towards me. I feel the tears finally falling. "Because I was scared you would make me get rid of the babe," I say just above a whisper. "Why would we ever do that?" William growls and moves next to Grayson. "After I found out that I was pregnant, I needed answer, and the only one who could give me those were the moon goddess, so I summon her. Kendra knew how. We spoke to her and found out that after the baby's birth, I will die." Tears fall down my cheek, and I look into the boy's eyes. All I see is betrayal and anger. "Guys." I step closer, but Jackson has already moved and throws a lamp against the wall. I step backwards and place a protective hand on my tummy. "I hear the thing's heart beating," William growls. "The thing. William, this is your child. Please, please be mad at me, but not at the babe. You need to promise me that you guys will take care of it after." William interrupts me. "After? After you die. So what, you're going to make us that care of the thing that killed you? Why would you punish us like that, Sophia?" William shouts. Grayson growls and walks towards the door. "Grayson, don't go," I call out to him. "If you want to die, then you can die on your own." He spits out and leaves. "William, you guys can leave me?" I cry out. "We aren't leaving you. You chose to leave us the minute you accept the pregnancy." He growls out and leaves as well. I fall to my knees and cry out as my heart breaks. Bilbo enters the room and moves to sit next to me. He gives me a hug and a kiss on my head. I cry into his small lap. "What's going on, Fifey?" I cry harder. "Oh God, I need to tell Noah. Our fight was 3 weeks ago. The girls and I left the vacation house the day after the fight. I stayed in Noah's room the first 2 days, and then I was told the boys arrange a house for me to live in. So the day after, me and Noah moved into the big wooden house. It was still on the pack lands, but at least 15 minutes away from the pack house. I guess this was their way of getting rid of me. Layla and Jenny came almost every day. Sam came twice a week. The first times we would talk about my mates, but we don't anymore. Noah is like my superhero because always asks me what I need and helps me with everything. He has even used a cystoscope to listen to the baby's heart. I have also made some baby clothes. I want to call the babe Nolan if it's a boy and Natalie if it's a girl. That's if the twins don't end up choosing another name after I am gone. I have made Jenny the babe's guardian and Bilbo as well. I wanted to make sure that someone was taking care of them after I was gone, and I doubt that the twins will look after them. My due date was over 12 weeks. The doctor was not joking when they said that werewolf babies grow fast. Noah and I was currently in the kitchen eating and playing cards games. "Where the pregnant woman at?" I hear Jenny call. A smile spreads over my face. "In here," I call out to her. "Are we playing card games now?" Jenny says as she walks into the kitchen. She gives Noah a kiss on the head and me a hug. I'm kicking her butt. She isn't very good. Bilbo jokes. I gasp dramatically. "I am letting him win," I say back. "I just came to check in, see how you're doing," she asked with a smile. "I am doing great. I just get tired easier and my clothes are a bit tight, but that's okay. I just wear baggy clothes," I say. "Maybe we can go shopping for some pregnant woman clothes or something?" She says, and I laugh. There's a reason I came today. There's a dinner with the Pax Alliances. You have to come, she says in a soft voice and holds my hand. Do the twins know that I will be attending? I ask, and she nods. I hate that I need to go tonight, because I know I'm going to be so happy to see my mates, but they are going to hate seeing me. To them, I am already dead. I knew that the moment they send me to this house, I try to forget about them and start to get ready. I call Sam and arrange that he will pick me up, and then I get dressed into a light blue dress with matching wedges. I put my hair in a loose low bun, and I only place a little makeup on. Sam is already outside, standing at his black car. He helps me in, and I thank him. Thank you for picking me up, I say to him. It's not a bother. You look great, Sophia. How was your day? He asks with a smile. The rest of the car ride is filled with small talk. We arrive at the pack house, and I instantly feel nauseous and nervous. It will be all right. You know we all are here for you, Sam says with a hopeful smile. I nod and get out of the car. I walk up the pack house stairs and open the doors, and my eyes land on a man in a cream suite. Grayson. He turns around and a growl leaves his mouth. Mate! He storms towards me and my body freezes. He grabs my wrist and slams me into him. He lips touch Mina and he kisses me with need. My lungs start to burn for the need of air, and Gray pulls away. I gasp for air and my eyes lock with his. Sorry, my wolf took over. He says with a strained voice. I nod in understanding. He starts to move away. Grayson, wait maybe. I have to attend to something. He cuts me off and leaves. My heart burns with sadness. The next person I see is William. He is wearing a gray and black checker suit. William, I say, and his eyes turn dark before returning to their normal color. Sophia, you look good. You look like you, he states, meaning I don't look pregnant. I snap and he nod. I decide to walk away before I say something I will regret. I move to a bathroom. I place my hand on my bump that is hidden by the dress. I take a few short breaths and focus on my baby's heartbeat. After a moment or two, I leave the bathroom and walk into the dining hall. Everyone is already seated and chatting. The only open spot is between Grayson and William. I move to them and keep my head high. William pulls out my chair and I sit down. As I sit, William and Grayson stand and all eyes are on them, and everyone keeps quiet. Welcome, everyone. We are so glad that all of you could come. We are here to celebrate our alliance with one another and to discuss any problems or news that any of the packs have. We are here to make sure the alliance is strong. Any pack that feels they can no longer be a part of this alliance, please speak up now. William's voice booms throughout the hall. Nobody answered, and the alliance is renewed. I am glad to see the alliance is going strong. Although this is a happy moment, we have a problem to discuss, Grayson says, and everyone's ears perk up. Our mate has fallen pregnant. As all of you know, she is a Lucan, and it should not be possible, but it is. The only problem is our mate will not survive the birth of our child. She will die. As all of you know, when a mate bond is destroyed, it takes a toll on the person's wolf. In the time our mate dies, we ask that our alliance will assist our pack in making sure the pack is safe and protect when we cannot make sure of that ourselves. Grayson continues to speak. My head spins at his words. This is why I had to come. They wanted me to see this. They wanted me to hear how they will suffer. They wanted to bring pain to me. We will help. Some random alpha says, and a few more alphas agree, how could this have happened? An alpha asked, I guess we joked too many times of having an heir for this pack. William says sarcastically, and I can't take it anymore. I feel like I might die right now. Everything in me burns with pain. I stand up and walk out of the hall. All eyes on me. I storm out of the pack house and run down the steps. Tears start to run down my cheek and I feel weak. I start to walk home. My legs wobble and my feet hurt, so I stop and remove my wedges. As I start to walk again, I smell them. You can't walk home? Grayson says. I ignore him and continue to walk. Sophia, stop, William says, and I ignore him as well. The both growl and I loose all my sense. I turn around and fling my shoes at them. They dodge them and stare at me. How dare you? How dare you leave me and not speak to me for 3 weeks and then do that? How dare we? You're the one that's putting us through this pain, Grayson shouts. You're in pain. I get it. You're angry. I get it. But what about me? I am the one that loses everything. I lose Kendra. The person that has protected me every day. I loose you both. After so many years of abuse, I find you, and then just like that, I loose it. And worst of all, I loose my child. The child I will carry for 6 months will never see me. I will never see her or him smiling or crying or falling in love. I will not even be able to hold her once. He or she will never know how much I loved her, how much I loved their father. You get the change to see the life that you created grow and evolve. You get to love it. I don't. I scream and break down into tears. I just feel sadness and pain in my heart. Sophia, no, I'm not done. You don't get to be mad that I didn't tell you sooner, because just as soon as you find out, you left. You send me away. You shoved my death and the birth of our child in my face. I have been doing everything on my own. And no matter how mad you are at me, I would never change my decision, because I would have never been able to live with myself if I chose my life above of my own child. I know you hate me. I scream out as a sharp pain shoots through my stomach. I grab my belly as if I could protect my baby from the pain. I scream out again as more pain runs through me. I feel warm hands on me, and I know it's my mate's. I feel them gently lay me down, but I just see black spots. My baby, I say through gritted teeth. I hear a ground-shaking growl from one of the boys. My pain intensive, and I soon can't keep my eyes open. Save, baby, I whisper out before the darkness takes me. My eyelids are heavy, and I struggle to open them. Every bone in my body pains as well as every muscle. I feel so tired, and I try to remember what happened, and that is when I do. My baby. Oh God, please. My eyes shoot open, and I move my hands to my belly, and I feel him or her. I felt the baby's heartbeat. A sigh leaves my mouth, and relief fills me. I had never felt so happy then to feel a heartbeat. He will be fine. Kendra protected him, William says in a whisper. My eyes move to the hospital room. Jenny, Layla, Sam, Noah, and the twins are here. It's a he? I ask, and happy tears start to fill my tear line. A happy sob leaves my mouth. Thank you so much, Kendra. Sophia? I look up into gray-on eyes. They're filled with fear. What happened? I ask, still feeling grateful that my babe is okay. You had too much stress, the doctor said, so your body wanted to sleep. Noah says and claims onto my bed. I laugh and kiss his head. Sounds right, Bilbo. I say to him, you were out for a week, Jenny said. What? I say, shocked. I pull up my hospital gown, but all my privates are still covered. My tummy is even more swollen, and I gasp at the sight of it. My little boy grew so much, I ask, and search the people's faces for answers. Looks like Alpha and Lucan blood makes a very eager babe. The due date changed. It's in 9 weeks. My mind is dumbfounded. The baby is coming 3 weeks earlier. Oh my. Stress starts to fill my chest as I realize that's a lot less time that I get to spend on the earth. As I stress, I feel calmness run over me as a hand runs up my arm. It's William's. His eyes are filled with unshed tears. I look at Grayson, and his eyes are on the ground, but also filled with tears. Can you guys give me a moment, please? I look at the rest as I finish speaking. They all silently leave. Grayson moves from his spot on the wall and moves to me without a single word. The tears start to fall down his cheek, and he moves next to me, and he kisses my head for a long while, and then pulls away and moves to kiss my belly. I am so shocked with his actions that I don't know what to do. He moves up and wipes away the falling tears. We are so sorry, babe. William chalks out, and I look up at him. When you passed out, the baby's heartbeat slowed down. It almost stopped. We didn't know what to do, and as the baby's heart slowed down, so did yours. We thought we would loose you both. William finished and took my hand and brought it to his lips. I thought you hated me, hated the babe? I asked, and wetness run down my face. I was crying without even knowing it. No, we never hated you. We were just so angry at you and at the babe. We were mad that our choice was taken away, but we took it too far. We will never be able to say sorry enough. Grayson spoke. We saw him he said. What? When you were still asleep. Our wolves lost it. Though it was the end, and they were mad too. They were mad at their pup, but then Kendra, I don't know how, but she showed him to us. He was probably 2, but he was so beautiful. He had your eyes, I interrupted Grayson. My eyes, I say, and another happy sob leaves me. Yeah, and your beautiful smile. He had our good looks, though. William joked through the tears on his face. My little boy, I say, and look down at my tummy. William and Grayson hand move to my tummy. Our boy. The both say, and I can't help but cry happy tears. I have missed you guys so much, I say and look at them. Two body collapse next to me, and I feel wet kisses on my face. We missed you too. We are not missing another moment with you, William says, and they both lay next to me, all of our hands on my tummy. Tell me more about him and the vision. He was between Grayson and I. We were holding his hand, walking him through the wild flowers, and we just play around. We laughed. He reminds me of you. He is so happy, William says and smiles at the end. Nolan? That's his name, Nolan? I say with a smile. The both nod and kiss my head. Tell me again. It's been 2 weeks since I woke up, and it has been the best 2 weeks of my life. The boys and I are living together again, and we have even decorated Nolan's new room. We were back to our old selves. We were always laughing and doing something fun, and ever now and then, something more the fun, if you get what I mean. Tomorrow, I give birth to my sweet baby boy, and I am so overjoyed, but I can't help but have a little sorrow in my heart because I know this means my time is up. Tomorrow, I bring my boy into the world and I take myself out. Right now, I am sitting at the boys' desk, finishing the book I wrote for the twins and for Nolan. It's a reminder for them that even though I won't be there, I still love them. And it also has notes to tell Nolan how much I love him and how I wish he has a long and happy life. I asked Kendra if she wanted to write anything, but I haven't been able to get in contact with her for a couple of days. I feel her, but I just can't reach her for some unknown reason. Time skip. I can't help but laugh as the boys struggle to pack the baby bag that they have to take to the hospital. They can kill an entire army, but can't fit diapers and baby clothes into a bag. After they finally finish with the bag, they come sit next to me on the bed. Right now, I'm listening to the baby's heartbeat, and I can't help the tear that escapes my eye. Grayson kisses it away. I can't believe I won't wake up to your beautiful face anymore. I can't believe that I won't be able to hear your adorable laughter or see your gorgeous smile after today. He says softly. I take his hand in mine. But you will hear it. You will see it. My smile and laugh while be with Nolan. I will always be with you guys, even if I am not with you. You have given me so much. I will never be able to thank you guys enough for all the joy and happiness you have brought into my life. I love you guys so much. I finish and kiss them both. They don't say anything back. I know they don't know what to say, but I can feel their emotions. I can feel their love for me, and that in itself is a blessing. As my contractions get worse, the boys take me to the hospital. People always, you have wonderful, it is to be a mother, but no one ever says how much pain you have to go through before you finally have your baby. I scream in pain as the time shortens before I have to push. I'm on so much pain and I call Kendall to give me support, but she doesn't answer. Push! I hear the doctors scream. I have no energy and it hurts so much, but I keep trying. I push and push until I hear a little voice. Nolan voice. He is crying. The doctor lays him down on my chest. He was so small and beautiful. He had Gregson eyes, my color hair, and Jackson cute nose. He was perfect. I love you so much, I softly whisper to him. He grabs my finger as I rabe his little cheek. I try to look at him even more, but my eyes are slowly closing. I try my best to keep them open, but I feel myself drift away. The last thing I hear is Nolan crying and Gray and William shouting. And then it all went black. 4 weeks later, I hear soft voice. The voice sounded like the most beautiful melody. I try to open my eyes to see where these beautiful sounds come from. I try and try, but I can't seem to open them. Sophia Hale came back to us. I hear the beautiful voice say. I try again, and this time I succeed. Once I open my eyes, I'm speechless. I'm in my bed. I'm in Willison and Gray's bed. Both of them are sitting on each side of me, with the most handsomest smiles ever. Welcome back, babe. Gray says to me and leans down to kiss me. How? Is all I manage to say. Kendra, she made a deal with the moon goddess. She asked her to only take her away from the earth, not both of you, Gray explains. As he does, my heart breaks for Kendra, but it is also filled with gratitude. My eyes full with tears as I realize that I got to stay with my mates. I jump up from my laying position and hug them both. Hug them as if I was about to loose them. I pull away and my eyes open wide. Where Nolan? I ask in excitement. Grayson stands up and walks out of the room and shortly returns with a small boy in his hands, Nolan. He hands him over to me, and Nolan is even more gorgeous than I remembered. I look up from my beautiful baby boy and then to my handsome mates, and tears start to form. I close my eyes as my heart fills with pride and happiness. Thank you, Kendra, are the last words I say to my savior. The end.